Hello, Internet, and welcome to Kingdom Hearts 2. We're gonna jump right into it. It's just me and Jacob today, and we're kind of just chatting. I should turn this down. We're just chatting about Pathfinder stuff.
The only time Blake gets to have his intro is when there's only like one or two other people here.
Yeah, because God knows I can't do it with Nathan and just Nathan. Nathan's enough to cause the problem.
Nathan. Although sometimes even without me.
Yeah.
Like with Evan or Justin, sometimes they'll fuck it up. And even me too, because I am just chatting with them.
Yeah, if there's like a bunch of other... It's just if there's a bunch of people in there.
It's just a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah. So what were you talking about? The
something about that...
Paladin.
Oh yeah, the Paladin. How busted it is. The reason that it has so much OP shit is because they have to be lawful good and follow a strict code of ethics. And the code is even stricter than that for clerics, because...
Remember, girl, and wait.
For clerics, anyways, they only lose their powers if they commit egregious acts against their tenets of faith.
Right. Do paladins or do anything like mildly?
I was gonna get there. Clerics only lose their powers if they drift within 2 steps of alignment away from their deity's alignment, or if they commit egregious acts against their tenets of faith. Paladins will immediately lose all of their powers if they break a law once.
That is just ridiculous.
If they break the Paladin's code once,
Please.
the DM is, by rules, allowed to take away all the Paladin's powers.
Boom! You're useless.
Fuck you.
Wait, so... Wait, was Paladin what Jerem was playing 2 campaigns ago?
Yeah.
And not being at all what he was?
That's right.
So, Jerem was being really aggressive.
I mean, I don't think Jerem was being that bad in that campaign.
I just got
He was
slugged.
kind of just like hanging out to the sidelines and just generally being weird. But I don't think being weird violates the Paladin's code.
Didn't he drop a guy off a roof, though?
I don't know. That was just like a side quest. I can't speak to what actually happened or not. But I think that he dropped a motherfucker off the roof, or at least threatened to, or like intimidate him into compliance.
Like a Batman thing.
Yeah.
What was his alignment? It was chaotic good,
Ping,
right?
I hope you're ready.
No.
Or was he lawful good?
I'm pretty sure it has to be lawful good.
That's great. Alright, so now we're gonna play the shitty morale meter, I should say. That's how you pronounce that. It's fine, because at least the combat system's better in this game.
It's hack and slash gun, right?
I mean, a lot of people praise the first one, and I don't know, I'm not a fan of it.
The people who praise the first game kind of played the first game in 10 years.
Or just never played it to completion.
It's not a game that gets better as the game goes on. It gets worse. A lot worse.
You know what I like about this one, and I was a little disappointed when I played the first one, is they did the environments way better in this one. Like, see how this looks like we're in a fucking camp?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
In the other ones, sometimes, like, especially in Wonderland, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, Wonderland was the fucking worst.
It looked like trash. It was a box with, like, paintings on the walls.
Yeah, it just looked like fucking garbage.
Yeah.
It was really obvious.
Yeah.
It just turned me the fuck off. And the fact that it's like one of the first fucking worlds.
Oh yeah.
Just really does not set the tone. Especially since the boss is trash.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, the candle guy, that fucking brick wall dude.
It's an interesting concept, but like in practice, it's just so fucking annoying.
Because you just gotta keep hopping up on the table over it.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun.
Yeah, it's like, it's interesting for like 2 seconds, and then it becomes immediately tedious.
And not only that, but it's hard as fuck.
So we're skipping through all this dialogue because we saw this once before.
With Kingdom Hearts 2.75, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, but a lot of footage from like that entire session for some reason just kind of disappeared. So the gist of it is basically he saw us fighting and said, "Oh, Sora, you're cool, even though you look like a 10-year-old from another dimension, and your friends are literally talking animals." Sir! But Ping's not cool, so then we kind of vouch for Ping.
Yeah, Ping can go, like, fuck off.
And then he tells us to do something which I forgot what it is, so now I'm kind of lost.
Well,
that's my own fault, though. That's where I came from, so not that way.
When you skipped the tutorial.
Yeah. Well, by process of elimination, I'm pretty sure we're going this way.
By process of elimination, clearly the answer is to beat up everyone else in the camp.
What else are you going to do? I mean, come on.
I mean, that's clearly what they want you to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's literally no other option.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can just chat about whatever, because for right now I'm gonna actually start fighting the enemies so that we can get some leveling up, and also because the combat's more fluid and more fun in this.
Yeah.
So
something I do want to point out is that even though the environments are a lot better in this game, I still don't really like the aesthetic that much.
Really?
It just kind of feels like artificial, like the environment's made out of Play-Doh or something.
Yeah, you mean like because it's so smooth?
Yeah, it's like smooth and the textures just don't seem right. I can't explain why they don't seem right.
Huh. Well, there's very little texture to begin with.
Yeah, I think even Metroid Prime did. And that was the same in console generation.
Oh, really? What was that on?
Wow. No, granted, the GameCube had some better hardware.
Yeah, because it was made by a company that was a little bit more used to making consoles. However, PS2 was actually the best-selling console, like, of all time for a long time. I think PS4 finally beat it out.
Oh, really?
If I'm correct. I could be wrong about that.
I mean, the PS2 had way more games. That's why it sold better.
Yeah.
But,
and decent games at that.
But Metroid Prime, I will say, the thing is, Metroid Prime still fucking holds up to this day.
I've never played it.
In terms of graphics.
Well,
like
the controls are kind of clunky, right?
They take some getting used to. I played Metroid Prime for the first time on the Wii remake, where you use the Wii remote to point at it. And that just worked like a charm.
Yeah.
I know people will complain, but I certainly do.
Okay, so I guess he wants us to prove ourselves by doing these tests that he created.
Okay.
And, so, in this case, we have to defeat 15 Heartless before the morale meter goes down, I guess?
Okay.
I'll take it, I guess. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. Could you not? That'd be great.
You fucking fuck shit.
Alright, I need to get used to dodging these things. Because I'm not doing a very good job of that, personally. I think part of the issue I have with this game is that, when you do attack animations, you get locked into it.
Yeah.
And the enemies attack so quickly you can't prepare for that. You know? So it almost kind of feels like Dark Souls in that regard.
A little bit, like you get locked into your attacks.
Where you're managing end frames, and if you face a lot of enemies, you're kind of in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing with Dark Souls, definitely. And I'm feeling that a little bit here.
I know another game that does that a lot is Monster Hunter. To be honest. Especially if you're playing some of the heavier weapons like the lance or the greatsword. Whenever you make an attack at all, you're fucking getting engaged to that fucking attack for an entire 50 years.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm missing here, because I was in a different menu, and I didn't have drive. This is what I was looking for. Can I not use drive in this mode? Also,
seems not.
Oops.
Clearly you don't have drive because you don't have Goofy equipped.
Oh, actually, I think you're right about that. I think you need to have...
Goofy.
Do you really?
Try swapping out Donald for Goofy. And try driving.
It won't let you switch.
Donald!
It won't let you switch her out.
No, not Ping.
Oh, Goofy. Donald for Goofy? No, it won't. I tried. Oh, wait. Are you shitting me?
Huh. So Drive is locked into Goofy alone?
I don't think it's Drive. I think it's the specific form.
Mm-hmm. And we just
Required.
haven't unlocked Donald's Drive form?
I guess so.
That's really
Well, that's annoying.
That's really weird.
Well, time to be badass. Yay!
Hooray! Let's get there.
It's just so much more fluid when you play it like this.
Yeah, really. You just cut through everything like Swiss cheese. I think that's the wrong metaphor. I think I blended two metaphors together.
Well, I mean, if you're making pulls and cuts.
Take this.
Eat shit. Eat shit! I want to hear Sora say that.
You have to come up with the $1.99 DLC.
Dude, if this game sold DLC, I swear to God. I'm trying to remember how to block. Sorry.
Not like that.
Yeah, clearly. I did it. Yeah, I can't.
Were you able to block in the first game?
Yes. We replaced it with the dodge roll because the dodge roll is undeniably better. So will you stop?
Oh, so you have to...
You're making me lose my morale, man.
So it's not just a standard ability that you can use, you have to have it as an ability you equip?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
You get it like super early though. It's like the first thing you get.
Yeah. No, I understand, but the fact that you can get rid of it and you're somewhat encouraged to for better things
Yeah.
seems weird.
Yeah, it's a weird... It seems like an essential mechanic.
The fact that it's the same deal within Nier Automata, where you get to disable parts of the HUD.
Yeah, that's actually great.
It's just one of the weirdest fourth wall breaks in the universe.
Yeah, you can disable parts of the HUD to,
get more abilities.
Yeah, which I did, because certain parts of the HUD I don't care to see. Like the hit damage indicators.
Yeah. I understand the damage, but whenever you pick up an item, you don't know what you picked up anymore. Because you disabled it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I can always check it later, you know? That's my thought process.
And the HP meter for all the bosses.
Yeah, that would be useful. But I had something else that was actually actively doing something.
Actually more useful.
So I guess I'm supposed to find them? Oh, there's one over there.
Like, I imagine that as you get into higher levels, when you have more data to spend, then it's easier to justify including like 1 point to show enemies HP.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I am losing this mission. My morale is low as hell. I need to pick up some of this fucking morale.
But in the early levels, though...
Oh, yeah.
Like, dump away like that.
Yeah, it's nice to get a little bit of...
It's the equivalent of, like, dumping stats of D&D.
Yeah, right.
With point buys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could be decent at everything, or you could be, like, great at 1 or 2 things and be bad at 2 other things.
You know what I want to know?
What?
How is that roof staying up?
Imagination.
It's totally just suspended over the thing.
Clearly, they have really sturdy tanned hide.
It's cloth!
No, it's clearly, like, tanned hide. That's super sturdy. Oh no, see those poles in the background?
Oh shit, that's part of it.
They just blend in. Sir!
Sir! Sorry.
The poles just blend in with the walls.
Okay, yeah, okay, I know where I'm going. Dude, I fucking loved this game as a kid. It's kind of sad how much it, like, almost doesn't hold up. It kind of does. It's still okay.
It does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but it's certainly... I guess what I can say about it is, it's not terrible. It's a fucking masterpiece compared to the first one. But,
it was a masterpiece at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's just good.
Yeah, now it's just kind of average. It's a game.
Yeah, that exists.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you think the average quality of games is increasing these days? Or have we hit a plateau?
I think... That's hard. I think that nowadays we're in a weird place where AAA games have started to decline in quality. Whereas, like, indie games, because of more accessible programs to make them, are rising. And I think that due to that, we're seeing a greater spark in creativity, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So I think that nowadays you just have to look harder to find good games. Is all. And there's still really good AAA games too. I know this isn't exactly a recent example, but Far Cry 3 is a fucking masterpiece. That's a AAA game by Ubisoft.
Yeah, but that was a generation.
That's true. Well, what's a good? I liked Titanfall 2 personally.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 was a hidden gem, I'd say.
Yeah.
Nier Automata.
A lot of Nier Automata is really cool. I haven't gotten far into it. I really need to.
I've heard nothing but good things about Nier Automata.
Yeah, definitely. It's a weird fusion of genres. I can't believe I still have them on my.
Like, you have to be morally justified to take down that wall. Like, oh, damn, I feel really bad about myself. I can't even muster the strength to bust down this wall. Oh, man. I feel really depressed. I can't do shit.
Yeah.
I just kept getting beaten up by the Heartless, and now I'm too depressed to, like, do it.
Sora just gives up on life after the first game.
Ultimate ending. Sora just goes home.
Fuck this shit.
Leave this Keyblade business to somebody else.
Sora,
I've done my time.
Sora fucking joins Ansem.
Open your heart.
Okay.
Game over.
The end. Dude, what a fucking plot that would be. Hey, so I had another idea for a game, and I haven't shared it with you. So I have a new idea. I've been meaning to put it in the group chat or something, but I kept thinking about it. I'm going to die though. So I should probably. Oh shit! Never mind. I can't. Because Donald's not here.
Fuck. Wait,
Goofy, help me!
Wait, you can't use magic if you don't have the Donald?
No, I don't have the cure spell yet, which means I have to rely on Donald to cure me.
Fuck.
I mean, I could use items, but I prefer not to. Because I don't like to spend money on expendable things.
Wait, Goofy can't cast cures yet?
No, Goofy never can cast cures. He's not a magic user. That's his whole thing. Really? He's the melee guy, and Donald's the healer. That's why when we played the first game, I liked to use Donald a lot. Because he might be a fucking glass cannon when it comes to combat, but he is really more reliable when it comes to healing.
I was under the impression that Goofy could cast Sunlight.
I think maybe he gets the low Cura spell. Because I feel like I've definitely heard him shout Sora before.
Because I remember during the demon fight at least, like Goofy cured you once or twice.
Yeah, but anyway, he might. But anyway, that's not his purpose. So it's way better having Donald for that purpose.
Yeah, it's like being a ranger. You get spells. It's not your point.
Yeah. Probably not gonna use them a lot. I mean, a little bit here and there. Sure. Ping sure did great! Sounded a bit like Tony the Tiger there. Hang on, I got it. There we go. There's Donald's voice. Do you want to do Captain?
Fine. I'll let you join my troops. But I'm still not convinced you have what it takes to be a worthy soldier.
Well, fuck you too, man. Why not?
Because you're gay.
Female voice, go.
Because you're gay.
It's just May again. I'll find a way to get. Please give me a chance.
That's the spirit, Ping. Sir?
So is Sora now being a brat to make Ping look better?
I don't know. He did kind of carry the team back there, and Ping was kind of just following.
Yeah, but he was like, that's the spirit, Ping, because Sora was being a bitch, and then Ping was like, I got it, don't worry. Thanks. So anyway, here's my idea, right?
Yeah.
So, basically, it's just like the real world. It's like a modern day, maybe slightly futuristic kind of setting. Sort of, I would say it probably would work best in like a city setting, but that's not the point. The premise is the point, and the idea is basically anyone who dies a violent death is reincarnated for a short time as a monster, like in that place. Like they come back, their spirit comes back as a monster.
So kind of like a zombie scenario.
Sort of, but more like a beast of some sort.
Sure.
And it only and after a few minutes, the beast will just go away naturally.
Yeah.
So for the most part, and the whole thing about these beasts is each of them has a unique ability. But they go away after a few minutes. So for the most part, when someone dies a violent death, people will just leave the area and let it go away, let it sort itself out.
Yep.
But there's one guy who's the main character, and his whole story is that, like, his wife was dying of a disease, and he put her out of her misery, and then ended up fighting the beast, and killed the beast. And what he finds out is that, by killing the beast, you obtain the power to use that beast's ability. Like, it's like a form in this game where you turn it on. It's not, like, constant.
Yep.
But you can turn it on at certain moments. And he also hears the voice of the people who he's just destroyed their beasts. Sort of like he keeps his soul, or keeps their soul within him.
Sure.
And I would call it soul burst, just because that's what you would call the abilities, whatever. And then, like, the plot of the game is there's a serial killer going around, and he's killing people, and then taking their abilities if they're strong, but otherwise just leaving the monsters behind. And so your character is hot on the trails of this guy, and so you occasionally fight the beasts that he left behind, collecting these powers that he didn't think was worth it. Until you eventually catch up to him and end up fighting him. I would have it be like where it gets more and more morally questionable as it goes on. You know, where like there's someone who might be dying, and they think that you can't save them, so you kill them instead, and then that raises the whole question of, like, were you a killer in that case? But minor, moral details aside that are too complicated to explain right now, it basically ends up where the serial killer, he has so many powers stored within him, and these voices are getting to him to the point where he's starting to go nuts.
Yep.
And the main character's starting to see this a little bit too, with himself, where he's starting to lose his identity somewhat.
So, like, maybe spirits are a collectible thing, but the more spirits you have like a sanity meter that goes down.
Yeah, something like that.
And, like, the more insane you get, you'll start seeing some penalties in combat.
Yeah, I would have this be a very linear game in nature.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like an option to collect souls, it'd be kind of just you do it. But certainly as time goes on, you would see the effects of him starting to lose his mind slightly. And then,
so kind of like insight?
Yeah. And then the ending confrontation, you defeat the serial killer, but are mortally wounded in the process, and then the game ends with you playing as your own final beast, and you get, like, some new power that's, of course, it would have to be especially badass because it's the main character's power. But anyway, I thought that would be an interesting way to handle powers. Transistor kind of does that. Not exactly the same, but it does that thing where spirits become powers, if you played it at all.
Yeah, I could tell that it was clearly inspired by Transistor.
Yeah, it was a little bit inspired by Transistor. It was also, well, I haven't actually played it. It was slightly, the idea slightly came to me because of, sorry, I'm not paying a shred of attention to this story. The idea also came to me, a little bit when I was thinking about, have you ever heard of the game No More Heroes?
Yeah.
I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I feel like the setting kind of would be similar to that, is how I would want to...
Yeah, like near future.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But of course it'd be more of an action game than Transistor is. I mean, Transistor is still action, but it's very isometric, kind of...
Yeah.
This would be more,
3D.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Your sword just, like, straight up phased through thing.
Dead end. I don't know who's saying that. I'm going to assume it's me.
It's the narrator.
The narrator. The one that doesn't exist. Hang on.
You're crazy. Check again.
Goofy, please say something. Wait for me, Donald! Well, you... Hey, wait up. I like doing Sora as a totally normal voice, but super unenthusiastic no matter what.
What is it?
Huh. Ping! There we go.
It's really hard to do with only 2 people.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's weird because the normal dynamic we have is like 60 people in this room going absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
If you just fucking trap me in here to fight monsters. This is a lame plot point that I'm definitely not using for our campaign.
Is it just gonna be a boss that's just really lame?
Yeah.
And you only as you fight against like level 10 enemies?
Yeah. Despite the fact that we're starting the campaign at like level 14.
Yeah.
At the least.
Well, yeah. Level 16 for me.
Level 11 for Evan, actually, that would be the least.
Yeah. What?
Fucking hell. Okay, it won't let me lock onto what I want, so instead I'm just gonna cut through all the small enemies.
Evan's gonna be feeling like a real sad sack for the first few minutes before he catches up.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad about that, but I wanted there to at least be some time where it felt like your characters stood out in this world. Yeah. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Still
that makes sense, because these guys are just like veterans of that.
Yeah, you should be the strongest things in the world. You literally solved the last major world crisis. Fucking hell. That attack is so annoying. I think maybe if I get behind him, he won't be able to deal with it. Nope!
Nope.
Fuck me.
I'd rather not.
Ow.
Get shit.
Wow.
Be careful.
Okay, I just can't do anything about this.
Stunlock.
Can I please just have the cure spell?
Okay, I'm pretty sure they respawn until you beat the big guy. So
okay, so it looks like I'm gonna focus fire on the big guy.
I'm pretty sure that's what they want, what they've been for.
Yeah. But he turns on a fucking dime, so I can't get behind him. And if I stand in front of him,
fucking parry.
I will. This is.
Don't be sure.
Sorry. My Dark Souls instincts were not on. I fucking accidentally unlocked because I'm an idiot. Let me fucking no.
Well.
Okay, admittedly the lock mechanic is quite broken.
Can't even shift to what you lock onto that.
I can't do anything. There's literally nothing I can do. No, you can't. Well, like, let me... Well, the lock-on button is this, right? Nope, that's not doing anything.
This is actually canceled.
Yeah, I can't lock onto the right thing here. Well, screw me. You know, I'm not too sure about that thing you said. About the, that they just keep respawning. Because there have been times in this game, I remember when I played the original, when I thought that was the case, where they were just respawning, and it turns out, no, you're just supposed to fight them for 6 hours. Which is also an issue I have with the previous game. But it's at least a little bit better in this one because the combat isn't garbage. Although right now it is, because I don't have the dodge roll yet.
Yeah, and you have to focus on parrying.
That is the one thing I enjoyed about the first game, is the dodge roll is actually pretty well handled.
And you got it really early.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you get it really early in this one too, it's just we've barely played it yet.
Yeah, we only just got done playing as Roxas, pretty much.
Yeah, this is the first world I think we've gone to. If I'm correct.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot better first world than the other one.
That's for sure. I actually like the design of this world a lot.
Yeah.
I also like the villain. He's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a classic Disney villain.
I mean, he's literally just a terrorist.
True. I mean, at least his visual design's interesting, though.
Yeah.
But, of course, that is chalked up to Disney.
Yeah, because using existing property.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't give them too much credit. They didn't really have to invent this. Use your Dark Souls instead.
I am.
Parry, and then go get him.
I've never been that great at Dark Souls. Anyone who's seen my hyperspeed videos can attest to that. Speaking of which, more of those should be coming out soon. I'm currently editing the Shadow of the Colossus best of, and then once that's done, that's my next thing on my list.
How do you even survive hyperspeed Dark Souls?
You don't. But you know what's going to be even worse than that? Actually, to be honest, hyperspeed Dark Souls isn't too bad, because you do die a lot in Dark Souls. Dark Souls is known for that, but a thing about Dark Souls is that the deaths aren't quick, you know?
Yeah.
It takes you a long time to get there. So, that being said...
Like, you have to hike back to where you died.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't get that, like, super hyper energy thing very quickly. Not like Super Meat Boy was. I think Super Meat Boy was much better of a series to do with hyperspeed. And in the future, I plan to do Cuphead, at which point, yeah, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, this will be his last show.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Very.
I was stuck in an attack. What just happened?
That's way.
Did these guys get some new attacks or something? I feel like they definitely did. And then that shit.
Yeah, they're using the fire.
Yeah, they didn't have that before, or at least they weren't using it.
No, I never saw it.
Come on. You attack me, not the other guy. Well, fuck you too, bro.
I mean, it was the other guy that you don't pay attention to.
Was it? Well, I'm just locking onto one of them so I can deal with them one at a time. Because like I now have the fear that if I unlock, I will not be able to lock on the right one ever again. So. Wait, did I lose the potion? Because I had a potion before. How do I deal with this fire shit?
Can you parry the fire?
I don't know. I'll try it if I get the chance.
Because I feel like if you parry the blade itself, then the fire will...
Maybe. Well, I beat the first guy anyway, so at least that's one thing. No, he's dead.
Hey,
cool.
Hyper healing, slide dash.
Oh, slide dash is a good thing. Nice fighting, Pig. You are amazing. You okay? Yeah. Thanks to Ping. I think that's Mushu, actually.
Come on, time to report to the captain. I have no idea how Mushu sounds.
I know, right? Female.
But Shan Yu wasn't here. Please, that HUD is old news.
When you started doing this voice for a second, I thought you were going to do Barker.
No, nothing can replace Barker.
No.
We're gonna tell the captain how thousands of Heartless stormed the cave and Ping took out every one of them.
There was like 7.
There was like 30 Heartless.
Yeah, I guess there was a lot of the small guys. Small boys.
Small.
What is this? Okay, never mind.
It's a future plot point.
Probably, yeah.
Or maybe side quest. If this game even does side quests.
I don't know. That's actually a good question. Well, I realized that wasn't a question. I knew that I say that.
Because you know.
I actually don't know. I can't remember. I don't remember there being any side quests.
What? Oh no, the village is destroyed.
We went in a cave for like 2 minutes.
And everything's already burned to the ground.
And the fire is out somehow. That was quick.
And there's still snow on the ground, despite the fire.
Captain!
You're right. So many questions.
Don't overdo it, Captain.
It's just a scratch. Oh.
Oof.
Captain, The enemy. Where did they go?
They went toward the summit.
We'll stop them.
It kinda is our fault.
Shut up, Goofy.
Right.
You mean my fault?
Shan Yu and the Heartless did this, not us. Captain, if you track down the villagers, we'll handle this.
Wait, this was a village?
I guess.
I thought this was like a war camp or something.
It's not big enough to be a village.
No.
Let's go.
It's hardly big enough to be a war camp. Although, to be honest, it does look a little too permanent to be a war camp.
Yeah.
We can't let them get away with this. Let's show them what we're made of. I saw Shan Yu with my own eyes. A falcon was on his shoulder and he was laughing. He had a beast-like glow in his eyes that made my hair stand on end. What hair? Alright, we're going to question mark, question mark, question mark. My favorite location. Oh, I fucking hate these things. But the good news is aerial combat is not as much of a pain in this game as it was in the previous one. In fact, it actually is a lot more smooth than regular combat is in this game. It's weird. Yeah, you'll notice like this attack kind of like locks you in really hard, whereas this doesn't.
Yeah.
So I feel like aerial attacks are just in general better in this game.
Yeah, you can just like flutter around and keep staying in the air as long as you come.
Yeah. And when you get longer combos, you can stay in the air longer too. Alright, grab this real quick.
Interestingly enough, there's no more morale.
I guess morale doesn't matter because everyone's dead.
He's gonna stay morally boosted.
Yeah.
Oh hey, if you look back down, you can see the camp.
Oh, that's cool. Where? Down here?
No, back down at the base of this.
There?
Yeah, see?
I don't see a camp.
Well then what's that structure? Down with the green.
The huge thing right there?
Yeah, right there.
That's the city, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that's a camp. That's way too big to be a camp.
I don't know, I thought that was the camp. It might be the city.
I think it's like the Emperor's Palace kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think that for no particular reason. Not because I know where we go later. I mean, it should be obvious. It's kind of the plot of Mulan.
Yeah. I mean, we've all seen Mulan, right?
I hope so.
This is kind of a known quantity.
Oh my god! I can't take that seriously.
They're all moving in unison.
It's supposed to be like this big, like, look at the army he's got. But they're these little propeller trucks. Like, what am I supposed to... Charge! And there's like 5 birds. Like, what am I supposed to do about this? What? Oh. Okay. Fine by me, I guess. They have no party managers. And this is why I said I hate these guys. Because I knew that there was a bunch of them coming. Like, because they themselves are not that uninteresting. Well, they are pretty uninteresting, but they're also not super annoying. But when you've got 500 of them... Speed trap! I don't know what that means, but I'm doing it. Aeroblade! Okay.
I guess that's a thing.
Yeah. That's what that means too, I suppose.
So I actually have my own idea here for a video game.
Alright.
That I have been thinking of for a while.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the aesthetic. It's Shadow of the Colossus. And except you basically get to play as the Colossus in a way.
Okay.
Where the game opens with
Wait, what?
what?
Did I have to defeat all of them at a time? Oh.
Oh, you just had to survive.
I guess so. It said defeat all the Heartless, though. I guess the whole point was to make me feel the crushing weight of how many of them there are. But whatever. Sorry, so aesthetic of Shadow of the Colossus.
So anyway, the game opens with if you are a sort of roughly humanoid looking beast as an infant, and these robed figures are taking you into a giant uninhabited castle in a very somber looking land.
Flint, I need some.
Okay.
And kind of,
Wait a second!
they simply leave you there, and the screen fades to black. And when you awaken, and you are like roughly the physical form of a 10-year-old, and there's a knight that's been set to hunt you down for one reason or the other. And the opening part of the game is you have to like fight for your life against this knight guy, or else he kills you. Cool. And you've got like these beast abilities, and you like fuck him up good. And the game revolves around your very presence is actually cursing the land around you.
Oh, cool.
And the like
It was nothing.
surrounding area, and then
I should never have doubted you. From now on,
like
you have my trust.
continent eventually.
Thank you, Captain.
He will get cursed harder and harder.
First she uses me as
and
a
worse and
lighter,
worse.
then she
So
turns me into a cannonball.
every now and
Hey,
again,
the ancestors gonna hear
and
about this. You know, that's it. I give up. I can't take this no more.
people are going
Come on,
to
Mulan, let's quit this
come
charade and go
to
home, girl.
like journey to the castle to try and kill you off. But like monsters are starting to spawn because of your oppressive aura and whatnot.
Bing!
So
Captain!
the adventurers have to like
You're okay.
kill off a bunch of
knew,
monsters
didn't you?
and shit
You
in
knew
order to
Pain
get
was
to you,
really a
and then
woman in
you are the
disguise.
final boss when they finally get to you.
Huh.
can't
So do
believe
you play
you
as the
lied to me.
monsters?
Yeah, no, you play as the monster.
Right.
So it
The punishment for high
works
treason
kind
and
of
dishonoring
like
the
Shadow
army
of the Colossus, where
is death.
here you wake up.
Get out of my sight.
There's
now.
going to be
You're all
a sort
dismissed.
of respite time,
But
like
Captain,
roughly half an hour, where
My
you get
debt
to
is
explore
repaid.
the castle and like do combat with some of the monsters that are
The
appearing.
Emperor is waiting.
And
So the monsters
Move
aren't
out!
friendly to you in any way.
No, they're neutral characters.
When you say curse the land, are we talking like plants dying and things?
Yeah, like plants
Okay.
dying, plagues,
Okay, so just generally bad stuff.
generally bad shit.
Bad juju.
Like you gotta go, but you don't want to go.
Right, that makes sense.
So,
I blew
so
it.
the way the game works is kind of like there's a half an hour of respite time.
So you're the bad guy, but it's not your fault.
Yeah, and so you get to. So for about
Thank
half
you,
an hour,
everyone.
you get
Sorry I got
to
you in
explore the
trouble.
place, beat up
It's
some
no big
dudes,
deal.
and find
So
items
Bing,
and abilities to
I mean,
like power
Mulan.
yourself up,
what are you gonna do now?
and then
Go back
you
home.
will.
You know your daddy's gonna be steamed as a chicken dumpling.
And then you'll earn like evolution points,
Oh, cool.
and that's your EXP. So you can
Relax.
spend evolution
We'll
points
take
to
our
like
share of the blame.
increase the power of your
Thanks.
aura,
You're all wonderful
to
friends.
like make various obstacles and traps and enemies appear in the castle to like make it harder for enemies to get to you.
So-
So when the enemies finally do get to you, they'll have like a fraction of their health bar gone when they finally get to you.
So do they?
And, or you could spend them on evolutions on yourself to like increase your physical capabilities. And and then like obviously you are the final boss. So you might come up against a party of like actually likable characters, and you'll feel bad like murdering the shit out of them right in front of their friends.
Yeah. Wow.
And like with each unique enemy that you defeat, you'll earn some special powers. Like if you defeat a sorcerer, then maybe you'll get the ability to like shoot a cone of flame at people as a unique evolution point. Cool. And you like can choose to equip that ability or not, depending on how you want to allocate your evolutions.
So with the trap stuff, would that kind of play into a little bit of like tower defense style
Yeah,
He's heading
I
for
think
the
so.
Imperial City. We've got to warn
Like
Shang.
you could conjure some like shadowy energy, and maybe you could get premonitions about what sort of enemy you're about to face, and if you
you can kind of prepare a little bit.
if you can prepare based on your hunches, if you can like sort of read the premonitions well, then you'll have a higher chunk of the enemy's health taken off. So it'll function where you have half an hour to explore and like gain lore into the world, and then you'll fall unconscious. Some amount of time, maybe weeks or years, will pass because you yourself are an immortal, like humanoid character.
Right.
Let's do this
But
together.
the enemies are not. So some time will pass. You will wake it in when you sense the danger of enemies approaching, and then you wait for the challengers to come to you. And
Okay.
then you have to defeat them or die trying.
Cool. Would it have like endless waves?
I'm not sure. I think it would be either you fight until you die, or there's a limited number of enemies and then the game ends, or you defeat enough enemies until you encounter an enemy that is just too difficult to defeat. It's like a plot related.
Oh,
You
like
die.
yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So
You fight like the champion, who's got like destined to kill you.
oh, interesting. So
I'll handle this.
would you have it be that? Sorry, my brain shut off for a second. Happens sometimes when I'm doing two things.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you have it be that like you can retry sections of the game, or would dying put you all the way at the beginning again?
I think it would have like auto saves at the beginning of each day,
Okay,
at the beginning of each trial or whatever.
so you could retry the trials.
Yeah. But it's continuous progression, so if you like fuck up exploring and whatever, you won't be like prepared for the next battle.
Right.
Because as your aura curses the land further, then the enemies that you fight are going to be more and more difficult to handle.
Shang!
Because they're like battle-hardened warriors.
Shan
at
Yu
that
is
point,
alive.
at
Right.
the end of the
He's
game.
headed this way.
Because they've
And
been
why should I
training,
believe
killing
you this
monsters
time?
and shit.
Well,
But she's telling you the truth.
so yeah, so you could do the like there is one guy destined to kill you. Another approach you could take is once you defeat everyone, you sit there waiting for the next one, and then you realize that you've killed like everyone.
Yeah, you've like destroyed the entire continent.
Yeah, but I like that because it's kind of like you're destroying everything,
Guard the palace.
not because you're evil or want to,
Anywhere near the Emperor.
because
you're kind
you
of-
don't have control over
You're
it.
kind of like trapped in this situation, like this castle where you can't get out.
Captain,
That's
we'll
pretty
secure
cool.
the courtyard, and you
And you
can
can
save
like
the
project
Emperor.
your thoughts over the land to see how things are progressing.
So this would have to be a really massive castle, right?
Yeah, we're talking pretty fucking huge, like West Wing, East Wing, North
Yeah.
Wing,
Because you have a lot of time to explore it.
dungeon.
So would the route that the explorers have to take change based on where you left off, or would they change automatically,
Like
each
you
time?
would fall unconscious and then wake up in the throne room.
Okay, so it's always the same route the explorers have to take, or roughly.
There might be multiple routes that they enter depending on which which direction they enter the castle.
But the layout of the castle or the
The layout of the castle stays the same.
Okay.
Let's do this together.
Why would you ever not do this?
I have no idea.
It just wrecks everything.
That is a good question.
Okay, well that thing didn't die, but now it did.
Now it's dead.
There we go. Problem solved. That's a good game idea.
Yeah, I feel like they could have a good vibe to it.
Yeah, and we've also talked about my horror idea in the past. I won't bring that back up, but we sat here for like an hour one time with the ghosts. It's a multiplayer thing with the ghosts each have a different role.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we stood here. It was you, me, and Nathan and Justin, I think, all of us.
Yep.
Or maybe Nathan wasn't there, but...
I know it was either Nathan or Justin or both.
One of them suggested the gun idea, which was really, really great idea. The false hope thing.
Yeah.
That was a cool idea. I don't know, do I have any other great ideas for games that I think would be great? There's my idea for a game called, I think I probably already told you this, but I have an idea for a Dark Souls style game.
It ends now.
Which would be called He Who Fights Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've told you about that, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really? Okay, so basically it has a very similar gameplay style to Dark Souls and kind of a similar, like, dark world, right? Dark fantasy kind of world.
Yeah.
It would feel a lot less barren, though, than Dark Souls does. Dark Souls intentionally makes you feel lonely.
Yeah.
Which is a really neat idea, but not what I'm going for. Oh, shit. Sorry. So, what I would do is, basically, you would go through the game fighting various monsters in this land. And I would probably have a sort of Dark Souls kind of style where, like, death matters, but it would be treated differently. Because Dark Souls has the whole thing where you lose your level. I would probably have it where, like... Okay, have you ever heard of Rogue Legacy?
I think so, yeah.
It was an indie game, pretty popular one. And the premise of it was basically you're taken out of a dungeon, and every time you die, you restart it, but you're playing as the ancestor of the last character you were playing as. Yeah. And he retains some of your abilities. Oh fuck!
He just insta-murked the fucking.
He really did. So I'm gonna have to draw.
Sora's just folding his arms like, fuck this shit.
Like, well, fuck my life. Who designed this level? But anyway, yeah. So I would want to have something like that where you started as, like, you're canonically a new character, but you're basically the same, because I don't want to have to force you to make a new character or anything.
Yeah.
But the places where you die, a monster spawns basically in your place. A smaller one, of course, something not like a boss.
Yeah.
But you go through the game killing these various bosses, and gradually getting a little bit more and more tainted by the power you take from them. Until, in the end, when you beat the last one, you are completely overcome by the evil, and the whole thing is when you get to the final boss, it pairs you up randomly with someone who's already beaten the game. And in the end, you are the final boss. Much kind of like your premise, but a little bit different because it's actually a PvP thing. And Dark Souls actually did this too, but not with the same meaning. Dark Souls did have a PvP boss thing, but it didn't focus on the PvP as much as I would like, and it didn't have a meaning to it. It just kind of was like, Spears of the Church, here it is.
Yeah.
And it's a cool idea. I actually came up with this before I knew about the existence of that. But the whole idea in the end is that in the end of the game, when you beat the final boss and you become the final boss, it plays the Friedrich Nietzsche, the famous Friedrich Nietzsche. That's his name, right? How do you pronounce it? Nietzsche. Yeah. Anyway, it plays the famous philosopher and psychologist's quote, which is, "He who fights monsters beware, lest he become one. And if you gaze long enough into the abyss too gazes back into you." And so the whole time, the premise is that.
So it's kind of like Shadow of War.
Shadow of War?
Where if you Shadow of Mordor, where if you die, then the mini boss gets created where you die.
Yeah.
So it'll kind of like have that kind of thing.
Yeah. I actually didn't play enough into Shadow of Mordor to be super familiar with that mechanic.
But I know that whenever you die, the orc that kills you becomes like really well renowned.
Yeah.
And he becomes a mini boss that you can get.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. The thing which inspired that premise for me was actually Journey. Because Journey has the thing where, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think when you die a tombstone shows up? I could be wrong about that. But anyway, or maybe that was just an idea I thought of while playing the game. But anyway, the idea being the tombstones in that game represent where people have failed their journey in the past and not made it to the end. I don't know if it actually changes based on whether you die or not, but that's what I would want to do.
I think that pieces of your scarf people.
Really? Oh yeah. Your scarf changes size based on. Well, when you die, you lose a lot of it, and when you find like drop things in the world, you gain some. So yeah, that's the thing. And if you get to the max scarf, your thing turns white. You know that? Yeah. Yeah, like the gods that you see throughout the game turns white like that.
Oh, cool.
Journey's a beautiful game because it manages to tell a story that is super complex and touches on topics of like war and violence and technology, religion, death, life, and like friendship. It touches on all of this stuff without saying a goddamn word.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's a really have you ever played Journey?
No.
It's really beautiful actually. It's like a 4-hour experience, I think. It's super short, but it was only like $10 when it was out, and it was definitely worth the money.
That's cool.
It's something that like you will complete in a couple hours and probably never come back to, but you'll also never forget it.
I've heard a great deal about you, Fatherland.
And one mechanic in the game, when I said it touches on friendship too, one mechanic in the game is
impersonated.
After I think the first level, you get paired up randomly with someone online who's also playing the game, and you just kind of meet them organically in the world. The game doesn't tell you they're there. They're just kind of there, but you're on the same quest.
And in the end, you have saved us all.
Whenever you press like whatever button it is, it makes a noise, and a symbol pops up where your character is. And there's sort of like a sound wave thing from your character, and the symbol is different. There's only like 6 symbols or so, but it assigns each character a different symbol, so that when you're paired up with someone, you know if your partner changes, and if they die, then it switches it out with someone else.
Yep.
They don't actually die. This is a mechanic that actually confuses me quite a bit when I play the game, because it happens like suddenly without you noticing. It's really seamless. It's weird.
Thank you.
Because to you, when you get hit by the thing, you get knocked down for some time, and then you get back up, and nothing's changed except you're not in the same.
Thank you.
With the same partner, which is really weird to me. How they managed to seamlessly do that.
If you wish to win the heart of Famulan, China's bravest.
Anyway, so yeah, you kind of. It's weird because it's a game where you actually help each other, and oh my god, that guy's eyes. I'm sorry, I couldn't ignore that. But yeah, I'd be executed if I was there with that emperor.
Now they gotta let me go back to being a guardian.
Oh my god, what's wrong with your eyes? Off with his head!
I thought you already were a family guardian.
But yeah, it's weird because despite not being able to communicate at all, except for letting people know where you are, you get weirdly attached to the other person because you're kind of stuck in this same very lonely world. Lonely but beautiful. Kind of like how, and I would keep referencing it, Shadow of the Colossus, has that very lonely feel to it. It's like that, but they give you one person to be with.
Yeah.
It has that. It's like that, but the person is your aggro. You know. You get attached to it because it's the only thing there. And it's a really great game. And it does weird philosophical and religious questions. it's just you can't beat it. Also, I like this animation. It's a vast improvement from the previous one.
The keyhole.
The keyhole.
The keyhole.
This animation is far more worthy of that sound.
You just get transported into a pocket dimension and then
You
just see
shall
the
be
keyhole.
missed.
Yeah. And also, it looks really
front of-
badass because he flips
we
the
come
keys
back
and
to
everything.
visit?
Yeah.
Of
In front of
course.
like hundreds of people.
Where did he go?
Forward to your return.
Don't question it. He does this all the
You two
time.
What's
play
with all that
nice.
magic that just happened?
Whoa. Watch it,
In this-
soldier.
Feudal China.
Yeah. where magic
Goodbye,
just doesn't
Sora,
exist.
Donald, Goofy.
Real life. Well, actually, there is Mushu.
Yeah, I guess.
So there's some magic.
That's different kind of magic.
And it's barely ever like, it doesn't do anything, you know? He just looks funny.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen Mulan.
I think I saw it only a couple years ago because I had never seen it all the way to the end. So I decided, like, well, it's on Netflix. I've got like an hour and a half to burn. I'll just watch it. The cockpit.
Oh my god.
I almost forgot that was a thing.
Alright. Don't try to get me to use your crappy sampled blueprints.
We're using the dank jank.
We're using the only thing worth using. Well, with the exception of the cockpit. That's pretty worth using.
The cockpit is always used. The cockpit is always worth using.
It's clearly the best plane possible. I like how the dank planes,
The dank jank.
the dank jank, his wings are wrong.
Fucked up the way.
Yeah,
Like
the thing
it's
is, you
upside
can't
down.
fix that though.
No,
You can't do anything about that.
no. It's part of it.
Yeah.
It's a feature.
It's not a mistake. It's not a glitch, it's a feature. What is this, Skyrim?
You know, it's
I think if
also
it crashes the game, it is a glitch.
what's also a feature is that we can create a cannon behind the cockpit.
So we're just shooting ourselves. You just be careful not to press triangle, because you will die instantly.
What's this button? Dead.
Shit. Alright, time to put those Star Fox skills to use. Although this is admittedly a little bit more janky than Star Fox.
Stairfax temperature.
No, the good ones. Please.
Stairfax temperatures also had some R-wing sectors. Like, not a lot of them, but they existed.
Yeah, and they were also bad.
They weren't bad.
They were kind of bad.
No, they
I mean, when you compare them to a console generation earlier, fucking Star Fox 64, they're bad.
Like, yeah, they're not as good as 64, but
They
they're
look
not terrible
nice.
anyway. They're not terrible.
But they're super short, though. That's my main issue with them.
Like, yeah, they're short, but the content itself is not bad.
But it forces you to go through the rings, which is also annoying.
Come on. Only the last level was challenging to go through the roof.
That's true, which is also another problem I have with it. It's not challenging.
Well, like, neither was half of 64.
Some of it was, though. At least parts.
Like, only if you go on the hard route.
Yeah, and there's also no routes in Stairfax.
That's not what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it's not a Star Fox game. I'm just saying the few Star Fox elements in the game, they're not bad.
I'm not a fan, personally.
I understand.
Although I actually did enjoy that game, believe it or not. I mean, it certainly wasn't my favorite thing in the world.
It was certainly enjoyable in
Oh yeah, it was. It has some merit.
It has its moments.
There has been a time in the past when I have tried to get a GameCube emulator working. Not for illegal reasons. Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of.
I mean, aren't there emulators themselves illegal reasons?
Actually, funny story, emulators themselves are not illegal, but the ISOs are.
The ROMs are illegal.
Yeah.
So, like, running ROMs, emulating ROMs.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, the reason I tried to get it working was not because I didn't want to pay for the game. I actually have bought the game in the past, so don't kill me over that. But it was because I wanted to be able to record it, because I don't have the equipment to record it. and I wanted to be able to record it because I wanted to. I was legitimately considering suggesting to either Justin or Nathan a Star Fox Adventure series, because the thing about it is like it's a decent game, so you can play it and have fun, but it's also hilariously bad in certain parts.
Yeah, there are certain parts that are just fucking inexcusable. I will.
Tulu Mohika Scales!
Oh yeah. The game does not have the best opening in the universe.
General Scale! I also, it's just a pet peeve. I understand why they did it, but it's just a pet peeve that the guys wait for you to finish off their friends before they fight you. Like, they let you take them one at a time, meaning that, like, adding more enemies doesn't make it more difficult, it just makes it longer.
I know, right? They're all very honorable savages.
Yeah, that's true. They really want you dead, but they will not break their code of honor to do it.
Yes. They're all paladins, except they're level 1 paladins.
They're just bad.
Yeah, they're just bad.
Some of the puzzles, though, I actually appreciated.
Some of the puzzles were pretty good.
What is this place?
Yeah. I remember there was one of the trials was actually hard for me.
It's sort of gloomy.
The one where you had to
don't
keep it in the center. I think it was a fear-related
Yeah,
trial.
it was the trial of fear.
That one was hard.
I think that was one of the only trials I actually failed.
Yeah, same here.
Hey,
The memory
does
trial
anybody
was
else
pretty
recognize
stupid,
that?
but that was because I accidentally lost one of the
Hey,
pieces
that's the
in some
beast.
texture in the wall and couldn't get it back out.
maybe we should check up on him.
How?
Like, I tried putting the object down in the right altar, but I dropped it, like, behind the altar.
That's just
I
ridiculous.
had to retry it. I'm like, fuck.
That's actually great.
Bumped back to the beginning of the fucking level.
Do you actually have to do the whole temple again for that? I mean, they're short, but still.
You have to go back to the beginning of the temple. Like, you don't have to solve the puzzles again, but you have to. But you do have to trek back on foot.
That's annoying. So this is Beauty and the Beast, which is actually one of the worlds I like the most in this game.
And Beauty and the Beast isn't just some shitty cameo with Beast in the Hollow Bastion.
Yeah, that's a thing. And also, they actually follow the original story in this one.
Oh, really?
Well, somewhat.
It's not like.
I mean, it's not like they follow it beat for beat, but it at least has the right premise. It's not like it's just out of nowhere. Like, oh, the Beast is here now.
Like, yeah, I guess we're off to fight Riku, and oh, I guess here's the Beast.
Yeah. But I mean, at least this takes place in the right location, and you've got the whole Beast and the Bell thing going on. Beast and the Bell. Oh yes, my favorite Disney movie.
The Beast and the Bell. Needs more cowbell.
Yeah, not enough, for sure. There's never enough. But what is that reference from?
I really could not tell. It's on the tip of my tongue. It was some skit back on SNL, maybe? It was a while back, but I don't...
I believe it. That sounds like an SNL thing.
It was something to do with some
Come
band.
on, enough already.
They were making fun of a guy, right?
They were making fun of the Blue Oyster Cult. That band.
Really?
Yeah, the band...
That's Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah, I believe...
Just wanted to prove I knew something.
I believe that's where it came from.
Really?
I'm not 100%, but
Just in
I'm pretty
time.
sure it was SNL riffing off of Blue Oyster Cult.
Whoa! Beast ain't friendly anymore.
Fuck the Beast.
My precious.
Yeah, he has gone a little bit Gollum here.
He doesn't even explain anything, he's just going.
You know, this makes significantly less sense when you know that, like, we hung out with him at some point.
Yeah, did the Beast just forget all of his memories?
He just became a dick.
Yeah, when
Gee, do you think he maybe
Sora
forgot who we
restored
are?
all of the
With
worlds
this
back
many
to their
heartless around,
state,
something
did
must
he
be up.
also make all of the characters forget their memories of him?
Oh. Well, if he restored them to their right state, then that would mean that he put them back on track to be Disney movies, I guess?
I guess.
So
Except then there's Kingdom Hearts
maybe-
2, which undoes that.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's fucked up again. Sora, can you just stay out of it for once?
Like, we were about to have a perfectly fine movie going.
What would you do if, and obviously they'd never do this, what would you do, though, if, Disney made a movie where, like, for the first half it was totally serious, and then, like, midway through, out of the blue, fucking Sora, Donald, and Goofy show up? And it just becomes the Kingdom Hearts tie-in?
That would be absolutely insane.
It would be horrible, but it'd also be hilarious.
It'd be like, Cars 4. And then randomly Sora shows up.
Honestly, though, that would be an improvement. Cars 4.
And then randomly the Heartless start possessing the cars and, like, causing mayhem.
Yeah, in the movie, not in the games.
In the movie. And Sora has to, like, fucking murder cars.
Is Cars a Disney movie?
I believe it's Pixar, but I wouldn't put it past them from including it anyway.
Yeah, usually the two work together, but I actually not sure. I know that there's a couple of confirmed worlds for 3. Mm-hmm. Toy Story being one of them, Monsters Inc. being another.
So I think they've been intentionally leaving out Pixar shit.
Yeah.
Until now. So now we can finally have Sora beat up cars.
Actually, you can already have that. That's in this game. Not Cars from the movie, but Cars as in just Cars. There's actually an enemy that is Cars later.
Mm-hmm. I'll believe it.
I remember them because they're fucking annoying. Why did I come in here anyway? Probably was not supposed to. Yeah. Probably wasn't supposed to come in here, honestly. But fuck it, I guess I'm fighting these guys.
Just free EXP.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, as long as we're still talking about something mildly interesting.
Yeah, this is surprisingly going on pretty well for only 2 people.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes there's just dips and lulls.
Well, you know what's really weird is we get in this weird thing where we're all in the same cycle. Like, we all tend to get the same amount of tired at the same time. Probably because we spend so much time together.
Right, we're just in sync.
Yeah, we're like weirdly in sync. And then the thing about that is that when we do the 3 phases thing of SDG, which are constantly referenced on this show.
Yeah.
The second phase, which is the boring one, comes at the same time for everyone. And then no one's saying anything. And it just sucks. That shit.
When you've been, like, rewatching some of your episodes to do best ups, are there times where their phase 2 shows up and nobody knows that it's happening?
Rarely, and oh my god, I didn't realize I was so close to death. And it doesn't matter because I'm gonna die anyway. Rarely, and usually what will happen is we'll be quiet for a while, and then well, crushed by a fat guy, the only death for Sora. We'll be quiet for a while, and then just out of the blue, somebody will reference it. So, like, at least there's some kind of punchline to it. But still, it's not a good thing.
No. Like, when you're streaming, like, the point is to entertain.
Yeah.
Even though this is only for our own entertainment anyway.
For the most part.
First and foremost.
Yeah. We're more important.
If anyone else is also entertained, that's just a bonus.
That's a byproduct. It's kind of like Eminem said in that one song.
Eminem?
Anemone, the rapper. My favorite rapper. Will you stop? No, Will You Stop is a different rapper. He used to work with the green olives.
No, he used to work with will.i.am, and then he went off on his own path, and he became Will You Stop.
That's way funnier than it's supposed to be.
I'm glad someone thought it was funny.
I thought it was hilarious. It's like, okay, so that was roughly the joke I was going for, right? But I just couldn't deliver it right, and then you just saved it for me. And it suddenly hit me what I was trying to say. And you delivered it flawlessly, and so thanks. That was great.
You're welcome.
That was great.
Good wingman for you.
And also, thanks for changing the topic because I forgot the Eminem lyric I was trying to reference.
Anemone?
The anemone. Yeah.
Sora.
The 3.5 men.
Hiya.
Men.
Getting raped by a fucking child-sized dog. And apparently,
I'm pretty sure he was not the one in charge of that situation.
I'm pretty sure Belle remembers us, even though Beast doesn't.
Which is really weird, because
So-
we spent significantly less time with Belle.
Yeah,
We saw her for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, so that just means that the Beast is a fucking asshole.
Beast is an asshole, confirmed.
Can we get a big block of red text saying, confirmed on screen?
Make it do that animation where it zooms into the screen,
Yeah.
and then play a slap sound when it hits the screen. Thanks. None of this makes any sense live, but it'll make sense in the best of, don't worry. What's the fucking line? I ain't here to I ain't here to save the fucking children, but if one kid out of 100 million who's going through a struggle can feel and relate to that, then that's great. It's something roughly like that.
Yeah.
Those aren't the exact words, and I am terrible with the flow, but...
I mean, I don't even know the lyrics at all, so you're better...
It's from Monster, now that I remember it. It's from,
Alright.
But anyway. Oh, yeah, not exactly, but, we can still help. Since we're here and all.
He's been acting strangely.
I guess I'll just be the main cast and you'll be all the supporting characters.
The only ones who might know why are locked up in the dungeon.
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to advance text.
I want to help them, but...
Wait a second. Who locked you? Who out?
The Beast locked up his servants.
I've been practicing.
That's what I don't know.
Where is this dungeon? I may or may not care.
You can get to the Undercroft from the West Hall. The dungeon is down there.
West Hall. Got it.
Be careful. That was really fucking weak sauce.
We are very clearly in third phase already because I find that funny.
Because we referenced the second phase before we got there, therefore we skipped all the way to the third.
So, is that like the rule now? Like if you talk about the second phase, it goes away?
Yeah, it's kind of like the opposite of Voldemort.
The opposite of Voldemort.
Where if we discuss it, then we save it from happening.
That reminds me of something that is pertinent for 2 reasons. One, because it's in the Shadow of the Colossus best of, which I was editing earlier, and the other reason is because it was in a reference to Kingdom Hearts, so it's really important to the it's really relevant to this situation right now. But it reminds me of a quote where somebody said somebody brought up Kingdom Hearts 1, and then someone else said, don't speak its name. And then, like, someone started on, like, the Voldemort joke of, like, oh, it's like Voldemort. And I said, I think it was me anyway, somebody said anyway, that, it's like Voldemort, except when you say it, it doesn't summon a Dark Lord, it just summons memories of the game, and in some ways that's worse.
I mean, yeah, there are some pretty fucking atrocious memories associated with that game.
I mean, they're great in hindsight, but...
They're great conversation pieces.
Yes.
But they're not things you actually would have preferred to happen to you. They're funny because they're painful.
Yeah. It's like when you, like, trip and, like, fall up some stairs and look like an idiot, and it's like, this is not a pleasant time, man. Fuck my life. But then afterwards it's funny as shit.
Yeah, because, like, remember that time when I fell up the stairs? What a bunch of jokers.
Right? Dude, this location is so much nicer than anything in the last game.
I know, like, this beats the fucking shit out of the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 1's environments.
Yeah. I really like Sora's character design in this, too. Maybe it's just because this is the one that I grew up with, but...
Yeah.
There should be an Undercroft around here somewhere. I feel like my my intentionally lackluster Sora character has transcended the third wall, or the fourth wall. I mean, to the point where now he's not even motivated enough to read his lines.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
It's something about an undercroft. Let's go.
Someone will see what my intentions are. I don't have to do shit.
Yeah. Really? Because
these suits of armor appear impassable. It's like
we don't know if they are or not because we're not going to bother trying.
They appear impassable.
Why do they use suits of armor? That's not a good thing to block off an area with.
I know, right? You could just shimmy through. It's like those old, it's like those old cartoons where.
Do you mind?
No, I got this. I got this.
All right, do you mind?
Do you mind?
That's not bad. Oh, so I'm not supposed to do that.
You should clearly kick this fucking
son of a bitch. Die. Are you shitting me? This is what I'm supposed to do?
quick time event. Really, guys? Really, guys?
Oh, I see. I have to mash it, but then when she starts to wake up, I can't. Or else she'll move back.
No. That is a homosexual act.
That is ass. Also, I can totally open at least half of that door now. I like how it plays the slow motion fight ending thing for moving a wardrobe.
Wow, challenges have really gone downhill in this game.
Jacob.
I was just starting to get comfortable.
This is like a slightly more hostile version of Knippa.
May I help you?
Huh? What? Oh, right. But Belle needs us to go to the... Yeah, you know.
Goodness! You're here to help my friends. Well, why didn't you just say so?
Well,
I'm sorry I startled you.
you fucking hit me with your body.
Oh, you used to be human, you know. Until the Enchantress cast her spell.
You must have been a really fat human to be turned into a
I was
wardrobe.
turned into a wardrobe when the prince was turned into a beast.
The beast is a prince?
That's right. Although his behavior was far from princely at the time.
So what's this about a spell? Sora's just over in the corner snorting crack and not paying attention.
Oh wait, I have a game to
Oh,
be
so
in.
what's this about a spell? Sorry.
Oh shit, I have a game I need to be in. Fuck.
Oh, well, sorry.
Oh. Drive boost.
Sora never actually gained a form. It's just he just does different drugs.
He snorts his companions.
He reduces Goofy to dust and snorts him, and that's how he goes into Valor form. A clock?
You'll find out soon enough.
Alright, well, let's get... If I was gonna find out, why'd you have to tell me about it and then not tell me about it?
I know, that's just bad story writing. Isn't there something to be
It's
said
called
about...
foreshadowing?
This must be it.
Isn't there something to be said about show, don't tell?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a 12-year-old trying to write foreshadowing. There's a clock in there. A clock? Don't ask. Oh, dude, I remember this boss. It's really interesting looking, and also very annoying. If I remember correctly, which I might not. Why does every fight have to have a 2-hour long intro? Ow, dude! You start the fight by hitting me? Fuck you.
That's unfair.
Yeah, I'm calling BS on that one. Yeah, you can screw off. What?
Stun lock.
Oh, cool, I got a level up.
You can stun lock those motherfuckers.
I think you can stun lock the other guys too. It's just a matter of like having to deal with other things at the same time. I think you can actually stun lock the boss as long as you're not dealing with other stuff. So.
How do you even balance around death?
What?
How do you even balance a game around death?
Around what?
Like stun locking bosses.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Well, the way that they balance it is by throwing other bullshit at you that stun locks you in response. So you have to deal with the other things first.
Fair enough.
Yeah, me too, man. It looks like we've reverted back to phase 2.
Well, I mean...
We did not stop it, we only delayed it.
No. I mean, it's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah. At least we're somewhat aware
It's just
of
that there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. This boss is just weird. Oh shit, what?
Okay, I guess this is a thing.
Yeah, I guess I have to kill this spirit now. Fucking beat up this man's soul. The soul of
Wiggity
the
swole,
door.
I'm coming for that soul.
Okay, fuck you then.
Well,
If I had the dodge roll, I would tolerate this.
guess I'll die.
Alright, well, I guess I'm just supposed to stun lock them because that's the only option I have at this point.
Yeah, literally.
There's no other enemies, so there's really no reason for me to be backing off. The only reason I was because I was anticipating they were going to spawn more enemies.
By the way, do enemies have health bars?
Yes. You get an ability called Scan, which I don't know if I haven't yet.
Pretty sure you can.
I probably did, to be honest.
I bet you 10 million, space, dolans.
Space Dolan?
That you turned it off.
What's a Space Dolan?
It's a real currency, that, only exists on the planet of, Dolan.
What system is the planet of Dolan?
Alpha Centauri.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a real place, isn't it?
Yes.
Which one is that? That's not the nearest one.
It is.
Is it the nearest one?
Yes.
What's the... Oh, I'm thinking of Andromeda.
That's a galaxy.
Oh shit.
That's the nearest galaxy.
That's why I was thinking of Andromeda. I knew Andromeda was nearest. It's just not in the same category.
It's a different kind of nearest.
Yeah. It's like the same distance, right?
Yeah, right? It's only like a few
There's nobody here.
million light years. I don't know if it's that far away.
Well, guess we gotta break these pots and find money.
Alright. Trying to find some, like, lying, disembodied hearts and just shove them into my chest.
We are nice. We're your friends.
I have a really disturbing meme that I need to show you.
Have you seen the meme where, it's Beauty and the Beast and Belle opens up one of the cabinets and accidentally bumps it and all the plates are falling out? Yes. And the teapot lady's like, my children!
I saw that. It was absolutely glorious.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty terrifying one. It's like, oh god, that is messed up.
I'm glad you're
Fucking shaking the shit out of that dude.
So, when the spell gets broken on the castle, does that mean that it just turns into a bunch of charnel on the floor?
Ew, first of all. And also, you know the character Chip?
Yeah.
The cup with a chip out of his head?
Yeah.
When he gets turned back into a human... Oh, there he is. When he gets turned back into a human, is he missing a part of his skull?
Not in the movie, because it's PG.
How fucked up would that be?
Yeah.
Stop that! Put me down this instant!
Let's see if I can find any good memes that I haven't used up yet. Because I know when I show you them, that means I'm less likely to post them on the group chat. So I'll only include this one here. I'll include this one because I feel like we deserve it.
Okay, for those of you who couldn't see, it was an image of Natsuki with the Beats label, and it said Beats by Dad.
Yeah. Do you wanna put that on screen if you can?
If I can find that image. If I can find that image, then in the best of, cut out me explaining it and replace it with just the image.
Yeah, I'll just show it to you. I'll email you
I'm pretty sure I can find it, but it'll be a long time from now.
I'll just post it to you right here. I've got it.
Alright.
I've got it in mind right now. Might as well just do it. Because I'm just gonna forget.
Okay, game, let me get the fucking huge chest in the corner of the room. I can see it.
There we go.
It's in this cutscene, just let me grab it.
So now you've got...
Follow me, messieurs.
So now you've got a shitty meme in your DMs with no context.
Undercroft. Is that like
Undertale combined with Lara Croft?
I was gonna say that's like if you get topped by Lara Croft, but
you're Undercroft.
Topped by the Tomb Raider. You're Undercroft.
That's a pretty nice place to be, unlike here.
I would not. I would not argue. Which Lara Croft is the better version, Jacob, in your opinion?
Lara Croft.
Okay, original or reboot?
Okay, so the originals had bad graphics.
Right.
So I would say the reboot.
If we're talking about her character or just in general?
Or like, are we talking about character model or characterization?
Characterization, let's go with that. Because character model's pretty clear.
Well, in that case, I really don't have an argument because I haven't played any of the original Tomb Raiders. So I don't really know.
I've barely played the original Tomb Raiders. I've seen more footage of them than I've played. I'm not a super fan of her character in those games.
I think I saw like that one mediocre Tomb Raider movie.
Oof. That was the ones with Angelina Jolie?
Yeah. Like, it's a thing.
They made two of those, right?
Yeah. I think I only saw the first one.
Well, the first one must have been at least passable if they made a second one.
It was definitely passable, but it was like junk food in terms of the movie.
Yeah, like it was filled with like fat.
It was like the bare minimum required to be a competent movie.
Yeah. I remember liking it, but I was also really young at the time that I saw it. I was watching it with my dad.
I'm pretty sure I was like 12 or 14 at the time.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a movie that exists.
Yeah.
If you watch it, you're not gonna like hate yourself.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
But that's the only.
Not great.
But that's the only contact I've had with Lara Croft as a character. So probably not the best experience to be able to judge an entire character.
I totally didn't pay a shred of attention to what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, hey.
It seems all the statues in the castle have become hostile. Please be careful.
They don't look fucking hostile to me.
They just look impassable. Oh, here we go. I just had to talk to this dude. The clock guy.
Tubby McFatso.
He's a dwarf if I ever seen one. Short guy, round tummy. Weird hair. After you. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, then.
Where the hell am I?
Undercroft.
Alright. How do we get out of here?
You don't. Game over.
I'm afraid we won't be marching out that easily. I can't do a French accent.
I'm afraid.
French. Monsieur.
Monsieur, I must inform you that your escargots.
Alright.
That was absolutely abominable.
I mean, it wasn't worse than what I did, though. It was roughly the same. Both were bad. They sounded nothing like a French accent. That, however, is a perfect Donald impression. Indeed it did. Alright. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Can you just throw some water on him? No.
Use the keyblade!
Use the boost to get through.
Did we really need, like, 10 lines of exposition in order to do this?
Do we really need a whole tutorial on how to press triangle?
Real talk, though.
Yeah, it's a limited time. Can we get to that time now, please?
Fucking go. With all this time spent, and we're gonna have to just redo it immediately.
Oh, here we go. obviously, since it doesn't... What the fuck? Oh, I had to mash it, okay. Since it doesn't force me to fight the enemies along the way, I guess I just have to run.
I guess.
Just run to the next objective. Is there even enemies?
Run.
Oh, everyone needs to be here. Fuck you guys.
Fucking retarded.
Fuck all of you. Like, actually.
You guys can all go chug-a-chug.
Y'all can have sex with each other, because I sure as hell ain't gonna do it.
I think this will be the trick.
One more lantern and I have 0 time.
Cogsworth is drained. Help him recover energy.
You can drain my fucking balls.
With your mouth.
Yeah. Help me recover my energy.
Push him.
He's thirsty!
I know exactly what to do. Everyone, I've got this.
Alright, everyone stand back.
I think this will do the trick.
Well, at least the other lanterns, like, stay. If I had to do it all in one run, I'd be pissed.
That would be the worst in the universe.
It would be possible, but very annoying. Fuck you.
Like, you would have to go through multiple trials.
Gib.
You'd have to go through multiple trials in which you just have to break off the boxes before.
Yeah, probably.
There's, like, nothing to it. You just have to break the boxes.
Everyone needs to help. Well, tell everyone to get their fucking ass over here.
Tell
then.
Miss Potts to lug her that shitty body over here so we can get this thing done.
Miss Potts, what is wrong with you?
Miss Potts, stop being fucking retarded.
Stop being shit. Oh my god, I cannot stand you guys. You fat fucker. Will you get the fuck over? Donald, stop blocking the way.
Alright, break this box here just to be safe.
Just to be safe. We can't trust her to walk around the box.
I know, right? This is like old school NPCs.
Get the fuck over here. Can she even go up the stairs?
Only one way to find out.
Miss Potts!
Okay, at least she gets up.
No, she's not gonna get here in time. Oh, thank fucking God.
The real nail-biting moment.
This is the worst thing in this game yet. Oh my god. Kill me.
Holy shit, that was bad.
Yeah, we get it. There's a block. I certainly hope the third game doesn't have stuff like this.
It's gonna have stuff like this.
You're right.
They can't stop now.
I mean, at least with this one, they got rid of the weird fetch quests that don't tell you where the hell you're going.
Oh yeah, that was actually, like, broken game design.
Yeah, that was just actually bad. This is annoying, but at least it's tolerable.
Yeah,
and kind of funny.
At least they don't have the obscure comb every single square inch of every single world you've been to until you get the privilege of advancing the plot.
Yeah, we haven't had to look at a walkthrough once in this yet.
Yeah.
Which is, this is farther than we got in the first one without looking at a walkthrough.
Because the first game was bad.
And we got about 2 feet.
And anyone who fucking says otherwise is
wrong.
Either they're lying or they haven't played the game in 10 years.
If they're not lying to us, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Will you stop? Sorry, I don't know why. I guess the first game just made it so I have 0 patience anymore.
Yeah, whenever we bring it up, we just get really agitated.
Yeah, like one enemy showed up and I shouted, "Will you stop?" Like, that's how agitated the first game makes me.
We're just transposing our thoughts onto the new game.
The first game's actually so bad that it ruins the other game.
It's so bad it taints the memory of this one.
I know, it does, which is sad because this used to be one of my favorite games. I still like this game.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
But really its bosses are where it shines.
Yeah.
Its individual encounters are just kind of
there.
Yeah. It's a hack and slash like you expect it to be. Nothing,
like, that's what
more.
the game set out to do, so that's what it does.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. There's also nothing particularly special about it.
It's nothing particularly satisfying. There's nothing particularly wrong with it either.
No, it's just okay.
It's kind of just there.
I mean, if it's gonna make you grind for XP in a game like this, at least they can make it mildly entertaining, and they do that.
And at least they don't have the fucking variable EXP progression. Which you don't even understand the first time you use it.
Yeah, we got the mid-tier one last time.
Yeah, I think we got medium, low, high, so we got a decent progression.
With Belle.
What?
She's scheming
oh, shit.
to take everything you have.
He's got a bad dude in his ear.
This castle, your precious Rose, and then your life. Trust no one. Feed your anger. Only
no thanks, my anger is quite full.
Will keep you strong.
Remember the Organization 13 Woody?
There's only one thing I want.
My anger is now more than quenched. My anger has come back.
Beast. See? She has accomplices.
You mean the guys that helped us save Belle last time?
So wait a minute. What if the Organization 13 guy is just... Everyone is just shirtless all the time, but you would never know because they have their robes zipped up.
Yeah, they're ready to flash you at a moment's notice.
Yeah, but you would never know unless you got flashed by them.
Yeah, clearly it's a hidden threat.
It's their secret ability.
That's gonna be the plot of the third game.
Because they're just wearing high boots.
Have we had a confirmation on whether or not Hideo Kojima came back for the third game yet?
I don't know yet.
I don't remember whether we... I think we said he wasn't in this one, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Shit.
Wake up, get up.
Wake up the beast and end this stupid shit. Get oh shit. I'm supposed to press things.
Not enough charges.
Did it actually tell me I did bad?
Yeah, it said not enough charges, you need to charge quicker.
Yeah,
just a slow scrolling ticker bar. You see in the news. In the top left corner there.
This just in! You suck at this game!
This just in. Give the controller to someone who isn't shit. Oh, sorry, you're giving it to the wrong person.
There's no one else here.
What happened?
Sorry.
Well, Master, you see, that is, how shall I say, actually...
Spit it out, you dumb bitch.
Oh, with it.
I did what?
You did?
Who was that guy you were talking to?
Does Beast have anger issues in the movie?
I think he has trust issues, but I don't think he actually has anger issues.
I know he does throw a tantrum at least once.
Like, he throws a tantrum.
But I think it's justified to some extent.
But that's because he was like a spoiled prince. Not because he had anger issues.
Oh.
My sadness, my pain.
His fur is clipping through his cowl.
There was nothing I could do. I could no longer see the truth.
Yeah.
That must be
These are the things that you don't notice as a kid, but nowadays you just, like, they're glaring things.
Another thing that I didn't notice as a kid is in Pokemon Coliseum, all of the hands of all the characters are just extremely fucked up.
Really?
Because they, like, didn't animate them properly.
I've never...
They're only, like,
all seen how kind
only slightly better than Nintendo 64 polygons.
Belle can see the goodness
There's,
in your
like,
heart,
3
but I'm
polygons that
afraid
make up
you've yet to-
everyone's hands in that game.
I haven't played enough of that game to realize it. Although I do remember the first time I played that game, my mother was cleaning someone's house, and they had that game, and I was like really into it. I was like, this game is the fucking best game ever made.
Oh, yeah.
That and that Mario Sunshine.
Like, yeah, Pokemon Coliseum was the shit.
You see, I'm afraid he judges
No
himself
doubts about it.
far
It's
too
one of the most
harshly.
engaging Pokemon games.
Why don't you just go talk to her?
Well, it doesn't have a story, does it?
Oh, it does.
Does it?
No
Like,
excuses.
Stadium
Come
didn't
on,
have a
we'll
story,
go
but
with you.
Coliseum...
Oh, I was thinking of Pokemon Stadium. Shit, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Do I have my form yet? Can I stop using Goofy? Also, do I have healing?
I need healing.
We're gonna leave him alone. Abilities. Sorry, I'm just gonna be lame and look at abilities for a while.
Quickly, put up a picture of Mick Jagger's face, zoomed in real close, and then cut back to after he's done fucking around here.
Okay. Oh shit, increases experience gained by 100%.
When you're at half health or less? Holy crap.
Magic lock on, which I'm always at half health or less because I'm terrible at the game. Automatically locks onto target when casting. Okay, I don't really care about that.
Scan.
This is great though.
Did you turn off scan?
Yes.
Ha! I told you.
I just never turned it on.
Is there a one point thing?
I want this though. I could get rid of auto valor.
What's auto valor?
It just makes me automatically use my form when I get in trouble.
Oh, that's stupid. Get rid of it.
Nah. I want this though.
Instantly closes in on attacks.
That was something that I loved in the first game, actually.
Slide dash? Well, I mean, you could do it, but I feel like adding scan right now makes it a lot less painful than if you're trying to add it in later.
I guess you're right.
Suck it the fuck up.
But this was a huge part of my gameplay style when I played the first one.
Your gameplay style can wait. Unless you really want to, like,
alright, fine, I'll put scan on. Anything else I can disable? Halves damage taken at critical hits.
Taken at critical moments? What?
Equip 2 to accelerate the effect. It doesn't matter, I can't unequip that.
Alright, I guess it's
not
one
worth
of those
anything anyway.
built-in abilities.
Yeah, it's not worth anything anyway. I don't care about guard. I want the roll, but I don't have it, so I have to have guard. Or else I can't do shit.
Otherwise, you're just getting hit.
Yeah.
You're just throwing your face against a brick wall.
So much. I'm pretty sure this just equips everything by default. Yeah, it does. Hyper healing.
Quickly revives a fallen party member and greatly restores HP.
Well, that's not going to help me, because if I fall, then it's game over.
Yeah.
So I don't care. Donald Fire. I guess I want that to be balanced, because it's an attack.
Like, put Cure on high.
I did.
Yeah.
See? High.
Okay.
Use this ability freely. Goofy Bash. I cannot equip all of this. This is actually... Okay, so increases defense by 3.
How much is 3?
Dashes through enemies, bouncing them towards Sora. I think I'm just gonna increase his defense. I don't want to...
Yeah, just have him be a...
yeah.
Have him be a source to suck up damage, I guess.
That's my plan. Shit. I don't care about any of this. I don't care about any of this either. Alright. Let's go.
Alright.
We got the beast.
We have the beats.
Beats by Dad.
Beats by Dad.
Why is he... Oh.
Are we going back?
I think so. That's what we're supposed to be doing, right? Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh shit. Why is he on me? Oh, frick.
Hey, this is a Christian server. Holy fuck, you overkilled the shit out of that.
Sorry, partners' abilities in this are really OP. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I was doing it earlier with the red dragon thing too. Yeah. Shit.
He's just off in the corner, just destroying everyone's
Oh yeah,
soul.
Beast is a fucking beast, my dude. His name is appropriate.
Yeah. Did you put scan on?
Yeah.
Then why aren't we seeing it?
Top right.
Oh I am blind apparently.
It's alright, I didn't see it either, but that's partially because I didn't care. But that'll be way more useful on bosses.
Yeah, it's just a sort of like tax ability.
Yeah. Why does it cost 2 AP? It should only cost 1.
I know, right? It's literally a tax in order to have a necessary part of the game active. Like, real talk though. Why? You gotta equip it sooner or later, or else you just feel bad.
Feels bad, man. My favorite superhero.
Feel bad.
Yeah.
He just shows up and he just makes you feel bad.
He shows up, he doesn't help the situation, he lets the people die, and then he's like, you know, you could have helped them. I don't know why you were waiting on me.
Feels bad, man.
Why were you waiting on me? I don't have any superpowers. You should have been the heroes. What's wrong with you?
Like,
This makes you feel bad about it.
His superpower is secretly encouraging other people to be heroes by making them feel bad. He secretly saved more lives than every other hero combined.
Yeah, but not directly.
Yeah.
And no one would ever admit it.
No.
But he's actually a great guy.
Yeah, he's like the guy in the shadows behind, like half of the MCU's heroes.
He's the good equivalent of an evil mastermind.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He's the entropic mastermind.
Entropic? What does that even mean?
Entropy. Like,
okay.
Let's go. Riveting gameplay.
In case you couldn't hear that, it was just me matching the X and triangle buttons. Hey, you can fuck yourself, quite frankly. Actually, you probably can't, considering how fat you are.
Hey. I mean, he wouldn't. He can't see his dick.
You can't even see his dick, never mind fucking self.
I know, right?
Fuck you. Stop that. Stop doing that thing that you're doing.
They see me rolling. They hate in. They're trying to catch me riding dirty.
Trying to catch me riding dirty.
Trying to catch me riding dirty. Riding dirty.
I only know the Weird Al version. First in my class here at MIT, got skills, I'm a champion, D&D, MCS, that's my favorite MC, keep it 40, I'll just have no great tea. That one. Dude, that rap is the greatest.
It is pretty legit. Unfortunately, I only know like one line.
I know the entire fucking thing. It's because I just love it so much. It's legitimately, it's Weird Al's best song, in my opinion.
I know Minesweeper and I can play for days. Did you know that I actually self-taught myself how to play Minesweeper?
Really?
Yeah.
I never understood Minesweeper.
I was in high school during study halls, and I was just bored out of my school with nothing else to do. So I just taught myself how to play fucking Minesweeper.
What is the point of Minesweeper? I don't get it.
So, you know how there's cells, alright? And there's numbers on them. And then there's cells that you haven't uncovered yet.
Yes.
You click on cells to see if there's a bomb behind them or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the numbers on the tiles you have revealed reveals how many bombs are adjacent to that particular tile.
Okay, define adjacent.
So, either up, down, left, right, or at a diagonal.
Okay, so diagonals do count with that.
Yes.
That's why the 8 is a thing, and is also terrifying.
And 8 means that there's only one safe square. 1, 2... No, that
means all of them are bombs.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like 9. But yeah, when you see an 8, like, you know not to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, depending on what numbers you see, you can get information as to whether adjacent tiles are free or not.
Okay.
But, sometimes you don't have enough information to know about a tile's identity for sure. So you gotta click on other tiles that you know are free to like open up more of the map so you can get more information.
Would you say that you're good at Minesweeper?
Yes.
Okay. Because I am not, personally.
Because I can beat like easy and medium modes with like 90% effectiveness.
Right.
And I can probably beat like hard stuff. Because sometimes means no matter how many tiles you unlock, there are certain one. What the fuck was that?
That was a custom animation for that enemy type. Every enemy type has them, which is one thing that's actually pretty interesting about this game.
But anyway, there was a... Because sometimes on the hard maps, this is particularly egregious, but no matter how many other tiles you free up because you know that they're not bombs, sometimes some of the fucking clicks come down to random chance, whether they're bombs or not, and you can never know. So, it's partially luck-based in that regard.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
What?
I'm sorry. Could you talk to her and then do whatever she says? I'm gonna take like a minute.
Alright. Bring me back a soda if there's one up there. Alright, let's see what we got here. Master! Wonderful! Thank you!
Where is Belle?
What? She left in a hurry. Something about going after this man in black.
What? Why doesn't she do as she's told?
Temper. Her spirit is what makes Belle so special. We better go find her. Alright. Not gonna tell me where to go, apparently, so I guess we're just gonna fuck around. I just realized that I don't know how to play the game.
Get out!
Give me strength!
I don't know how to play this game.
That's okay, keep doing
it. The beast is just housing everyone anyway.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. He's back most of the time. I'm just gonna set up the thing to monitor the stream to make sure our audio is still good.
Where are you?
Because sometimes it gets crappy. Especially over hours. And I haven't seen any notifications in a while, and that mildly concerns me.
Concern. Alright, I think I'm about to fight a mini-boss. I think we're gonna need to wait for your assistance here.
Alright.
Okay, I totally just probably used up a shit ton of your MP.
That's fine. You ready for this to sound absolutely disgusting? That mildly concerns me.
Your assistance here.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we are fine. Okay, I totally just probably...
How do I... Okay. Sorry. Sorry for the back loop for a second. Let's just set this to live, set it over here so that it doesn't do anything.
Oh my god. Look at this. Just want to put this out here. He's just glitching up the stairs.
This is clearly before they invented that foot tracking stuff.
Yeah, but the foot tracking, when they first implemented it, looked like equally janky.
Oh yeah, I know, because their legs would just move weirdly.
Yeah, because...
To try and accommodate it.
Because even in Dark Souls 1, 2, you would have like, them doing fucking athletic poses all the way up the stairs.
Oh,
they'd be like, and they would have, like, weirdly extended limbs. And it would look really weird, like they're trying to pose for, like, a show or whatever, modeling. Like, yes, flex, feel the bird.
Flex those muscles. Alright. I promise I'll be back in a second. To improve upon this gameplay wondrously. Sorry for the...
Meanwhile, Belle's getting gangbanged by Organization 13 behind the door.
You walk in. You walk in, and she's just getting fucked from both sides.
Yeah.
And then Axel shows up. Two? Alright, we're going to the ballroom, right?
Yeah.
This is a mini boss. Because it ain't the boss. Yeah, so I'm uploading, in addition to monitoring the stream, I'm also uploading the Shadow of the Colossus stuff.
I'm alright.
Which I may have to stop if this starts to cause a internet issue.
Well, hello.
But given that nothing was going on upstairs when I went up there, I doubt we're going to have internet issues. Although perhaps putting it right here might be a problem.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Zerfy, hello. I don't know if you've been here for like 6 hours, and I'm just responding to this now, but this is Kingdom Hearts 2.
So how many seconds are we lagged behind?
None, actually.
No, like, in terms of us seeing this versus the...
Quite a few.
Like, okay. Like 10 seconds.
Probably, yeah. Maybe even up to 20, I don't know. Alright, I'm just gonna use this to avoid taking damage for a bit.
Let's go!
Alright, cool. Hopefully that dealt some damage as well. I clearly hit... Oh, I'm supposed to do this whole time.
Well... That's awkward.
But this is actually a really cool boss aesthetically. Look at this shit.
I feel like they definitely put in some effort into the bosses.
Yeah, I feel like the first game was probably way more popular than they thought it was going to be. And so they kind of just went, well, we have to top it. And they fucking did, for sure.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
I almost feel like the first one was initially set out to be like cash grab.
Yeah, or like it was an experimental thing, maybe.
An experimental cash grab.
Yeah, experimental cash. Like, well, we know it'll make money because it's based on...
because it's got Disney and it's got Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but like, we don't know if people are going to want another one.
Yeah.
And then they do, because it's a great...
They probably were like, well... We didn't think there was gonna be another one.
Well, actually, it does kind of seem like they were setting up a sequel, to be fair.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but it seems like they were, to me.
Like...
Okay.
It's possible that at the very end that they knew there was gonna be a sequel.
Like when they were finishing up the game?
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, this is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, but maybe when they were making it, they thought, like, they were just making shovelware.
Maybe.
It's possible.
I mean, I don't think... I'd like to give Square Enix more credit than that, but to be fair, they did make Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
So...
And somehow people liked it more.
I mean, I'm glad they did because I like this game.
Yeah.
You know? But it's still kind of startling how bad that game was.
Necessary sacrifice? Question mark.
I'll tell you what. If we weren't doing it on the show, I would not have played through the first game.
I know, there were some times when you literally looked upset at
yeah.
Like, the reason why it took so long to finish is because this man right here just did not want to play it.
Yes, and no one else did either.
There were plenty of instances where we had the opportunity to continue this, and just didn't because nobody wanted to put up with this shit.
Yeah, we were just like, let's just do that another week. We need a break.
And then we, like, braked 2 or 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Justin did that with Pyre.
That one time when he got salty because he didn't win.
Yeah. He'll deny it, but he did that.
Yeah. There's no way that's not what happened.
Yeah. This game, though, I feel like we hopefully we'll be able to take less breaks. I still think we will need a break now and then, because it's a better game, but it's still a kind of tiresome, similar game.
It's similar enough that, you know, you can't get away from all the flaws. Like,
I gotta remember about
the extremely generic target stuff.
Yeah, and the kind of heavy feel to the attacks is kind of annoying. Except when you're in the air, then it feels fine. So that's why you always go in the air. Dude, I told you, this is the world where this game... Well, actually, I didn't tell you this. I meant to tell you, though, this is the world where this game gets cool. Although this boss kind of is a little bit of a rehash of the Stealth Snake. You remember that?
No.
Not Clayton in the stealth sneak?
I don't think I remember this.
That was from Tarzan.
I wasn't there with the Tarzan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't there for the entire playthrough.
So yeah, so...
I didn't get to see the Tarzan level.
In the Tarzan world, well, trust me, you didn't miss much. Except for the only thing you missed that was worth mentioning was the not Clayton in the stealth sneak joke. Because, the whole thing is like, Tarzan's trying to tell you something, but he doesn't speak very well. And, you follow Clayton, and then, Tarzan's like, not Clayton, not Clayton. And then, like, he starts levitating, and you're like, oh shit, what the hell? And then it turns out he's on the back of, like, a, invisible, what's the animal, real-life animal that turns invisible? What's it called?
There is no animal that turns invisible in real life.
Chameleon! You know what it meant.
No, I didn't! I have no fucking idea what you were talking about.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, so you're fighting him with a gun and, the invisible, enemy. Yeah, the chameleon. And so, anyway, I was just referring to the fact that it turns invisible and this thing turns invisible. Yeah. So it is kind of like that,
I guess.
I mean, the concept is rehashed, but it's actually done a lot better in this one. Like everything is.
This game just has the level of polish that the first one just did not.
Yeah. It seemed like they cared a little bit more with this one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how... Okay, so you know the whole story about why Final Fantasy exists, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of like...
It was like their last send-off game.
Yeah.
And then they made another one. And then another one. Because they refused to go out of business.
Yeah. Well, like, the whole thing was they were about to go out of business, and they were like, well, fuck it. We're gonna go out of business after this anyway. Let's put all of our shit into making the game we want to make instead of the one we think the audience wants.
Yeah, and then it actually ended up being great.
Yeah. So then people liked it.
It was what, the first RPG?
He must be with
That's
Organization
a
13.
really inspirational story, personally.
Ever heard of the Nobodies?
Is it actually?
I think it's pretty beautiful.
When a strong-hearted person turns
there's
into
a lot of stories that
Nobodies created
don't
too.
get told around the campfire because they
they've
just
got control of all
burned
the
out.
Nobodies.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear that
They
there's
were
at
gonna
least
make you
some.
into a heartless.
Yeah.
That way they
And I
could
mean,
get
Square
that
Enix went on to make a lot of good
nobody
games.
have
And
control
a lot of bad
over it.
ones.
Yeah, that too. It's about 50-50.
So it's just a studio at this point.
Yeah. That's just a game studio in general. I won't praise them as gods or shout them down as the EA devils that they are not.
They're just there.
They're good. They're okay.
They make some stuff.
Yeah.
I think.
Kingdom Hearts is okay.
Sorry,
like half the time.
I wasn't myself.
You know,
1 out of 2 times.
I hope I haven't done anything to hurt you.
Well, I can't vouch for any of the spin-offs.
From what I understand, the 50-50 ratio also applies to those.
Apologize.
Because I've heard both good things and bad things about them.
You might have changed.
I've heard Dream Drop Distance is good.
I wish you could start trusting me.
Yeah. I know that Chain of Memories was kind of trash.
Yeah,
I am afraid
it was.
time is running
I mean,
short.
that was originally due to its limitation of being on the
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
Precisely.
So
You see,
obviously it
if
doesn't
the
translate
master
well
could learn
to being on a
love
full console,
and love
which is why we
and
aren't playing it on this
for
series.
last petal
And
fold.
because
Which
the
is
card
why
system is
Spell
trash.
will be
It's
broken.
unique, don't get me wrong.
Well, is there actually
But it's
really?
annoying.
Is there actually a
You think he's
playable
gonna make it?
version on
What do you
this?
think, so?
On this?
Yes.
Oh.
Of Chain of Memories, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope you're
We
right.
skipped it because fuck that.
Yeah, honestly, fuck that shit to oblivion. Like,
It doesn't work on a console. It hardly worked on a Game Boy.
like to the hell to the no. Are we doing that?
No. Yeah, it was roughly 75% of the way through Kingdom Hearts 1 when I sort of made the executive decision and said, ain't no fucking way we're playing the spin-off games. Because originally it was my intention to do everything. That is to say, play the original one, play the spin-off games,
And like play them in
all in order, yep. And then the ones that were only available as cutscenes we were going to do as like a joking let's watch where we just make funny jokes about it.
Yeah.
But fuck that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
if we're not going to waste our time with Chain of Memories, then we're not going to waste our time with any of the other ones either.
We're going to play 1, we're going to play 2, and then we're going to go home happy.
Yeah. Until 3 comes out, then we're going to pray to God that it's good.
Yeah.
And so far it's looking pretty positive, I gotta say. It seems to have a lot of the weird mechanics that 2 has, that maybe not everyone likes, but I appreciate. Because it's a break from the monotony of the hack and slash.
Sure.
Like, in this fight, you know how they had the whole thing where I went up on the chandelier?
Yeah.
And it looks badass, and it wasn't really gameplay, but it still looks badass as shit.
It didn't even take all that much health out of the boss.
No, it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, because it gives you a break to say, hey, look at this cool thing they animated.
Yeah.
And not worry about fighting.
Hey, look at me.
Also, I finally got Kira, so that's fucking great.
Oh yeah, this game is now infinitely better.
This game is now playable.
Everything else has just been a warm-up.
Oh wait, sorry, that was way too much enthusiasm. Hey, wait a minute. Is this shit moving on its own?
Looks like we're headed toward Hollow Bastion.
Oh shit, it's voice acted. Oops, I should stop talking. Well, never mind.
I mean, Sora wasn't it.
No, not again! No!
Fuck! Not the lifts, not the lifts!
I wonder what's up.
We just have, like, PTSD. about Hollow Bastion. No! You can't bring me back there!
No!
I won't go! I refuse!
You can't make me go on those lifts again.
Sora, no! Don't open the cockpit window! We're in space! It's worth it! I'm gonna end it right now.
Well now, took your time, did you?
Well, fuck you too, bitch.
Was it you who summoned us, Merlin?
Was it you that pulled us back to this hellhole, Merlin?
But it seems I used too much power in doing so.
Sora pulls out his keyblade.
Infernal heartless.
It's time to end this.
No more.
So what's up?
Well, I happened to stumble across this in the Zero District.
Hollow Bastion actually is a place that I have good memories of because of this game. The first game disappointed me because Hollow Bastion is nothing like I expected it to be. Because in this game it's a city. And there's still sections where you can leave the city and fight things, and it's alright, because the combat's better in general. And because it's not confusing as shit. There are certainly parts, though, that, like, you don't know where you're going. I remember that. But that should be rectified by the fact that I've played this game before.
Well, one can hope.
I hope I remember where I'm going.
You actually get to, like, go into the Hollow Bastion proper in this game?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You mean like the tower that was in
the tower.
I don't think so.
Huh.
I could be wrong about that, but it's been a long time since I played the game. I know there is a tower, but I don't think it's the same one.
So it's just a thing in the background that reminds you of times gone by?
I guess so. I mean, I'm not complaining. We don't have to deal with the same issues. I didn't read any of that. I just investigated everything in the room and read none of it.
So nothing happened?
Yeah, basically. Might as well have just ignored it. Time to save. I'm a little upset at myself that I didn't save after every boss in Shadow of the Colossus when we played it, because now I can't go replay the ones I want specifically. Because that's what I did with the original, was I made a separate save after every boss.
Cover for me,
Is there enough space to do that?
I think you can make infinite saves.
Because I didn't see any prompts to do
No,
saves
yeah, not like the old
when it
ones.
came up.
Well, if you press start and you can save manually.
Okay. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. In the old one, you had to be at a shrine.
Who's home?
Yeah, the way how... you know how I believe Nathan saved right before we...
I still want to know
Or
why
no, that was
Mr.
Evan.
Sanders.
Oh yeah, the same way how Evan saved before getting to Malice.
Right. Wait, was it Evan? It was definitely Nathan.
I'm pretty sure Evan got there and then Nathan is the one who took on Malice.
You might be right. I know that I gave it to Nathan before the...
Because you gave... I remember you giving the controller to Evan in the part where Aggro gets killed off?
No, I definitely gave it to Nathan at that point because I thought he didn't know about it and I wanted him to play that part. I know I gave it to Evan for a short time, and I specifically remember Evan commenting on Aggro's death.
Hey, Pooh Bear, how you doing? Finding enough honey lately?
Oh, yes. In fact, I was just about to do my stoutness exercises. Would you like to join me, Sora?
How long have we been going on for?
I'm game.
I'm trying to find out. Trying to hit live and get it up to date, and there is not a timestamp on here, so I don't know.
Well,
someone liked it though. Probably Zerfy.
That's how you know when you've hit it big.
Yeah, we got a single like. I just missed what happened, so I watched it on the replay. I got pushed out, I guess.
Well done. I mean, you know when your channel's hit it big when you start consistently getting, a like on your videos.
Raking in the like.
Did you bring the book, Sora?
The like, singular. Lichen? You mean like...
Yeah.
Like werewolves?
Hey!
No, the lichen, like the slime molds you find on the ground. The lichen.
Oh, that kind of lichen. L-I-C-H-E-N, as opposed to L-Y-K... L-Y-C-A-N.
Yeah, no. We're not talking about the supernatural lichen.
I was thinking of, like, the underworld.
We're talking about the extremely mundane lichen.
Yeah.
Raking in the lichen.
We got, like... 2 samples of mold.
I know, right, guys? We really hit it big now.
We actually got like 5 likes on one of our Shadow of the Colossus videos.
Oh shit.
Which is weirdly big for us.
Huh. I know, because normally
we also gained like 3 subscribers during that stream.
Because I know, normally we don't even get... Because I know normally, in a lot of your videos, you don't even get any likes.
Yeah.
Think it's okay?
Like, have you finished the...
Maybe you better go back and make sure Pooh's alright.
Fucking Yoshi's Island playthrough?
Well, I guess we could explain.
I've been avoiding talking about that.
Great.
Why?
Because we lost the footage twice. And Nathan only knows about the first time. So
how much footage are we talking about?
I think the one that just came out, episode 10, is the last one I had footage of.
Oh, so like the last.
We
boss?
played to the end of the game.
Oh.
Yeah, so quite a bit.
So
didn't I just leave this place?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Winnie the Pooh. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to go in there since it forced me back in.
So is this just gonna be one of your series that is permanently on hold?
It might be.
It's just gonna be suspense.
We also lost the beginning of the transistor footage, which is weird. But that's not so big a deal because it was only up to the point where her sword starts to go crazy.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want to say too much spoilers, but that's like we got there in the first session. And honestly, like if we lost the stuff after the plot twists, that would suck. But losing the initial stuff is like, oh well, we just have to replay it and ignore. Just
how's Piglet these days?
refrain from saying anything spoilery, and it'll be fine. But I hate it because I swear Nathan is cursed. Because every single series that we do with Nathan specifically fucks up. Like the first major series we did was Uncharted, and that was me and Nathan. It was Nathan and Blake versus Nathan Drake. Was the whole gimmick of it.
Oh really?
Yeah. So we did Uncharted, and we did perfectly fine all the way up until Uncharted 4. And then Uncharted 4, we were supposed to include Justin because Justin wanted to be part of the group when we went into 4.
Yeah.
And we made this whole intro video. I don't know if you've seen it. It's actually really stupid, but kind of amusing. We made this whole intro video where we were each playing one of the characters, and Justin was Sam, the brother. We didn't want to wait for Justin because both Nathan and I were really like into Uncharted when we finished 3. We were really eager, so we started 4 without Justin, and we nearly beat the game.
Yeah.
Like, there was one more plot twist and then the ending of the game. That's how close we were. And then we found out that half the footage wasn't recording properly. And that the reason why was because of a glitch with the PS4, which they later fixed. Basically, the game was too taxing, I think, on its hardware. Okay, this isn't confirmed. This is my theory. The game was too taxing on its hardware on its own, such that and recording was not working out too well. Because it's the only game that does it. But it's also the only game that looks as good as Uncharted.
I mean, real talk.
So...
It's completely possible.
Yeah. So we lost a whole fuck ton of footage. And we just decided to say fuck it and go all the way back to the part where you meet Sam, which is the beginning of the fucking game, and play it with Justin like we were supposed to in the first place. And that worked fine.
Yeah.
But it took us an extra year to do.
Wow.
Because we needed to wait till everyone was free, which basically was half a year, and then the editing. So it took way longer than it was supposed to. It kicked me back out to the world map, so I'm just going to assume I'm going to the next land. I haven't been paying a straight attention.
I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes of the Yoshi's Island playthrough.
Some of them are okay, some of them are boring.
Yeah.
Episode 10 was pretty okay.
I mean, I'll take your word for it.
You haven't watched that one, have you? There was some editing in it that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
The Chris Pratt joke was kind of hilarious.
I think I thought it was. I think I watched the Chris Pratt joke.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
It's just one of those. It's just a bad joke, but it was still funny at the time, at least.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So we lost the Uncharted footage, right? And then we did To the Moon, and we got the audio perfectly fine, but we lost a little bit of the video. And I just kind of said fuck it and rolled with it because we weren't going to do that again. Because really the dialogue's the only thing that's important in that series. It's kind of unfortunate and it looks super unprofessional and stupid, but it wasn't really one of our more interesting series anyway.
Alright.
But that was another Nathan one. That was a Nathan solo series. It was the only solo series he's ever done. So that's another series that we lost that had to do with Nathan.
I feel like some of the footage I've seen of Nathan do it. I think some of the footage that I've seen of Nathan in playing Yoshi's Island is just absolute ass trash. And it was actually painful to watch.
Like the way he plays, or like just...
the way he plays, like, it's just not good.
Which is funny because...
And I feel like if...
I'm absolutely horrible at the game.
Oh yeah, you were worse. Nathan was not that great.
But Nathan has played the game forever. So...
Which is surprising, because he's just not great.
I mean, half the time I didn't know what he was doing, and I just chalked it up to, I don't know what I'm doing here, so it's not like, oh shit, how do I... Sorry. But like, there was definitely parts where I was like, wait, he's definitely walking around back and forth for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, there's...
oh shit, this is a lot.
Like, there were a few levels where it's really easy to get 100 points, and he's clearly, like, screwing around.
Yeah.
In order to try to get points, but if you're not going for 100, then why even bother? Because all points actually give you is just extra lives, which you have enough of anyway.
It's a good thing that Nathan probably doesn't watch our backlogs. In fact, I know he doesn't, because half the time, like, I'll bring something up and he'll be like, what? And I'll be like, alright, but this is a series you were part of, you should know this. But anyway, it's a good thing because he would be so pissed if he heard you talking shit about his Yoshi's Island.
Oh yeah. Oh hey Nathan, if you're hearing this right now.
Oh shit.
Fuck you.
So anyway, yeah, but we lost... So then we lost the Yoshi's Island footage. Twice! That was my own fault, I wasn't paying attention. So we lost the Yoshi's Island footage twice, which sucks. And then furthermore... there's one more. Oh yeah, then we lost the beginning of the Transistor footage. And it all started when we failed to include Justin, so I think Justin cursed us. Justin cursed us so that any series involving Nathan gets screwed now, because we didn't include Justin when we were supposed to.
Yeah, that's what you get.
It's the curse. Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like, hey, he could have beaten a lot of those levels in half the time if he wasn't going for points.
Yeah.
And if you're not going for 100, then why even bother?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like, hey, I should show off some of my gameplay expertise in something I'm decent at.
Dude.
What?
Nathan would absolutely hate this, but you should come on one episode of Yoshi's Island when we refilm it, if we ever do.
Oh yeah. Just
if we ever refilm it, you need to be in one episode, and only one episode.
One episode and just absolutely destroy.
Just show up for 15 minutes one day. That's it.
Oh, it's not gonna take 15 minutes to play.
Not one level, one episode. Like, because episodes are typically like 15 minutes.
Yep.
Or, better yet, you just play it with them so I don't have to, because, no offense, I have nothing against playing one of Nathan's favorite games, but 3 times, and I'm terrible at it every time, is not enjoyable for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's why I'm kind of just like, alright, we're not doing this again. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm terrible.
That was stupid.
I'm sorry, I'm not playing very well.
I mean, this game isn't designed very well.
Yeah, the gummy ships have never been the highlight of this game.
Well, I mean, after we upgraded the dank tank, it was pretty fucking dope.
Well, I meant highlight of the game, not like highlight of our playthrough of the game, because it's definitely the highlight of our playthrough of the game. As far as that goes, yes, it's definitely a highlight. Oh. But I meant, like, of the game's mechanics. This is never the reason why people like this game.
It's kind of like a pleasant distraction.
Yeah, except for when it's not.
Yeah, it's like an unpleasant distraction. Like,
yeah, sometimes
it gets, do this.
Sometimes it gets annoying. Like, as long as it remains easy, it's a pleasant distraction, right?
If it's hard,
and this is coming from the guy who criticized Star Fox Adventures for being too easy.
I mean, if it's hard, then it's just like, why are you keeping me here for so long? Let me get to the actual gameplay.
Yeah, I understand.
Because, like, many games should not be hard, that's why.
Yeah.
Because if they're hard, then they prevent you from moving on to the rest of the game.
I mean, unless they're optional minigames, then it's perfectly fine to be hard.
Yeah.
Like, I know, Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Had, arcade games you could play in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And those games, okay, I'm destroying these cannons and they're just coming right back. You've noticed that, right?
People's wobble, but they don't fall down.
So anyway, yeah, so it had arcade games you could play in the world. And those were actually pretty challenging, but the thing was, you didn't have to play them.
Yeah.
So they were just kind of a distraction if you wanted to fuck around for a bit. I am terrible, I'm sorry. At least
Jesus fucking Christ, these bomb missile things take out half your health.
I know, you gotta avoid every single one of them or you're just fucked.
I know, right? Like, why even? And they spawn so close to their ship that you're just fucked. You get hit once.
Stop. Stop! No! No!
No skip.
No! Not again. Why is this game such ass?
Stop!
Stop!
Alright, take down that gear. Maybe that's what.
That is what you have to do. I just it hasn't given me the opportunity to until now. Okay, fine. Okay. No! No! It's not a Kingdom Hearts playthrough unless at some point I'm screaming no.
Yes.
No! Get off of me, you stupid sons of bitches! You aren't enjoyable to deal with!
It's the Ansem fight all over again. Submit.
No, I refuse!
Submit!
I don't want to submit this assignment! Fucking die! I can still shoot it.
Because reasons.
Is this gonna go away now? Is this gonna go away now?
It's like, well, I guess this is over. Do you get, like, bonus points if you somehow manage to kill it?
I don't know. Are you supposed to kill it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just like you shoot it and get points? Is that it?
I have no idea.
That fucking god.
Open mission levels 1 and 2.
I don't care.
Totally gonna fucking do that.
Yeah. I win. Totally gonna use that blueprint.
I know, right? This is all we need.
I got the teeny system. Ooh, that's so useful. I don't even know what it is. I remember actually really liking the gummy ships when I played this the first time. And again, that's probably just because it appeals to my creative, childlike side.
Sure.
Which I had when I was a little kid. Oh shit. Big old monster. Big old titties.
Titties.
Dude. Fucking Price. If you say like any word with the right attitude, it can sound like a new slang term.
Fucking Price.
Like, right?
You said that, and I'm like,
Are you sure?
Wait a minute. I'm just gonna look that slide.
Oh, guess we were a little
Like,
off.
just pick any word and say it with the right attitude, and you got it.
Heartless!
We're boosting through quite a bit of this game tonight. I'm perfectly fine with that, as long as you are.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I just want to get it in the game. Yeah. I mean, if it were anyone other than you, I would have said, well, it's actually not bad. If you want to play it, it's not terrible.
I mean, I've played it. I'm bad.
Are you really? Oh, yeah, because, like,
I don't know how to play
2 minutes ago. I forgot that happened. I have short-term memory loss. Sometimes I legitimately do.
I'm Sora. He's Donald, and that's Goofy. We came to see how Hercules is doing.
What's her name, Meg?
You know Wonder Boy?
See, you want to know how to make a good female character? There you go. Meg is actually a good character.
Looks like we have a friend in common.
Just write a good character
Name's
and
Meg.
make it female.
Kinda,
My
yeah.
friends call me Meg.
She's just a good character.
Okay.
Like, she has attitude, but she's not a bitch to the point where she annoys you. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Well, you know how, like...
I mean, there's always assholes. And assholes are obnoxious to people.
Well, okay, well, part of my issue, right, is, I guess I probably should stop talking about such serious, topics as this, but, the way that female characters are written, it always, like, most of the time, it seems to go one of two ways, right? Mm-hmm. Like, either they are obnoxiously perfect, Mary Sue, or they are, like, super annoying to the point where it's like girl power. I'm better than you because I'm a girl, and then it's annoying. Like, so I feel like they're hard to get right, and I guess that's also partly due to the fact that, like, when a lot of men write entertainment,
yeah,
and men don't know how to write women because they're not women.
They don't know how to write women because they think you have to write differently in order to write women.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the case. So, I
mean, the Powerpuff Girls did it just fine.
Yeah, that was actually a decent show.
And they were just girls, or like they were just little kids that had superpowers.
Well, yeah, but of course that doesn't require characters with a whole bunch of depth.
No.
So,
but like.
Still, I mean, it's still an okay show. Well, actually, what's the name of the girl who worked for the mayor?
I have no idea. Big titty bitch that you never saw her face.
She was a decently written character, though, despite that fact.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Powerpuff Girls, to be entirely honest, a whole lot. There's certainly elements of it I remember. I thought this key's supposed to be able to open any door.
Nope.
So anyway.
Well, they can open it if you, like, fumble around with them long enough.
Oh, no, I'm literally just supposed to walk in there. You're not supposed to hit the door. It was just a thing I was doing. Was that a soul that I just crushed? I think it was. Okay.
Well.
What's
not getting their eternal reward / punishment?
What's a really good and also respectful female character?
Kim Possible.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I mean, it's not the first example that comes to mind, but you're actually right.
It was the first thing that came to my mind because I was thinking about cartoons.
No, but you're right, though.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
She's actually a really well-written protagonist.
Yeah.
She doesn't really fall into either one of the tropes. She just kind of, she's a character.
Yeah.
Like you should write. Yeah, I guess that is the crux of the problem. That you should write a character first and a woman second.
Yeah. Unless you intentionally, for some reason, need to play into those tropes, which, be careful.
I mean, you could do that for comedic sake, but again, be careful. And you might piss some people off. I don't know. Well, what would you say is an instance for having to write into tropes intentionally?
Like, if a character is intentionally being set up as sort of like she's engaged to this man, and like for some reason it revolves around their relationship, then maybe you need to include elements of that.
I guess I could see
like
that.
If it's intentionally part of the plot, that's their gender.
True. You know what I think would be pretty interesting?
I don't know if I explained it properly.
No, I understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying, actually. But you know what I think would be pretty interesting? What? Is, write a character that is intentionally super shallow and falls into, like, every trope possible, and then have them secretly be the most interesting character in the entire story. Like you find out something later about them, like they're faking it the whole time.
It's like
and actually have some depth.
It's like the Jar Jar Binks conspiracy, except real.
Yeah. Can we talk about the Jar Jar Binks conspiracy? Because I have a lot of emotions about that.
No, there's nothing to talk about. It's just people being weird.
But if they did that, it would be genius.
Like, if they did that, it would be genius, but they clearly didn't do that.
No. But do you think it's possible that George Lucas ever intended that?
No.
No?
No, there's no way.
Why?
Because he's not that clever.
I'm inclined to agree with you, just because I know his reputation.
Like, if he was that clever, he wouldn't have made the prequels such that Will.
Okay. True.
That's how I know that there's nothing to it.
But I could see that, like the main issue that made this prequel suck, right, is, well, first of all, it's their obsession with, explaining things that don't need to be explained is part of it. And the other thing is that its dialogue is terrible.
Metachlorians.
Exactly. Its dialogue is horrible. Like, badly written.
Like, the thing is...
But the plot premise isn't bad. And so I think that it is conceivable that he would have come up with a genius premise like that and just gotten too hung up on details.
Just botched it up.
Yeah, just fucked it up so hard.
I mean, premise does not make a movie.
You're definitely right. It's the first thing you need, but it's not. It's not going to save the movie.
Yeah.
You need everything down to the very last minute of acting and editing to make a movie. You know?
Run away!
Because you can write an amazing script, but it's the actors that have to sell it.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I don't think half of the problems with the Phantom Menace and the
I'm not even talking about that anymore. Oh no, I agree with you. It's definitely the writing in that case. Some of the actors are surprisingly okay.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple videos where people gave their opinions of them, and so I kind of like paid attention to all the things that they were mentioning that otherwise I would not have noticed. But let me actually read that. I'm familiar with what the title is. Absent Silhouettes. Alright. That's fucking weird. I don't know why that's floating there.
Okay.
But yeah.
I know Obi-Wan did a good job.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan's actor was actually... that's Ewan McGregor, right?
I have no idea.
I think that was the name of the actor. He's actually good. Like, there's no two ways about it. He's just actually good.
Yeah.
He's like the only good part of that movie.
But like, Anakin's character came off like really wooden sometimes.
Yeah, and the video I was watching,
like, the thing is that
Anakin is the thing I was getting at, actually, because the thing I was watching, it basically, one of his major points was that the actor playing Anakin was not at fault for the badness of it. And basically his whole argument was, when you have quiet scenes where he just has to emote silently, he actually does a good job. It's just like he appears entirely wooden because the dialogue is so bland.
I know. Like, a non-insignificant part of the dialogue involves trying to like shoot a romantic subplot into the movie between Anakin and Padme, and it just does not work ever.
What are you gonna do about Hercules?
And that also comes down to the show don't tell issue, because a lot of the time they say, "Oh, I love Padme," but they never do anything that shows this. His pants are clipping together with himself.
Save him the trouble.
It looks weird. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It feels like the whole movie they're trying to convince you of these things by telling you repeatedly, without it actually being true. You know?
Right.
Like if it was true, you would see it, but you don't.
Yeah. If there would be no need to explain that. You know, Anakin loves Padme. The audience would just intuitively understand.
Come out.
Right. Did you ever hear that the first cut of Star Wars was actually horrible?
No.
I was watching a documentary where they were talking about the editing of Star Wars, and that when George Lucas got a bunch of his director friends, like famous directors, together and said like, "Hey, check this out. I made this movie," and screened it to them all, the first private screening of the movie, like half of them were like, "This is terrible. What what were you thinking?" And supposedly like a lot of like half of the issues, actually more than half, a significant portion of the issues that were with the original version of the movie were fixed post-filming in editing. Exclusively with editing. And the documentary pointed out a lot of parts of the movie where people are saying lines, but you don't see their mouths moving. And you don't notice it because it's really good editing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it intentionally doesn't look at their faces during these particular lines because they were recorded afterwards. And it was a really interesting documentary. It's worth watching. But it wasn't like a full-on documentary. It was like a 20-minute YouTube thing. But sure. But it was super interesting. Because they were talking about how editing literally saved the entirety of the movie. And I guess a lot of it was George Lucas's vision for it it wasn't coherent. A lot of the scenes didn't make sense where they were. Like, a lot of it was the scenes and the story was fine. It was just he kept intercutting particular parts into areas that it broke the flow of the action was one thing, and the other thing was it confused the audience. Sure. That was the major issue. And there was also some minor issues. Some of Obi-Wan's dialogue was rewritten after the fact.
And then they gave the prequels solely to him.
Yeah.
Because they thought that he was God after he made the original trilogy, that he could do no wrong.
Despite the fact that the third movie had some minor issues.
And the fact
nothing compared to prequels, but...
And the fact that the only reason why the trilogy worked is because a lot of really great minds worked on it.
Yeah.
And when you give full control to one person, and their vision is not, fact-checked, then sometimes that vision ends up a little cloudy.
Yeah, because he surrounded himself with yes men, was what it was.
Yeah.
No one would correct him.
Yeah, you know the reason why I posted the custom Pathfinder class to the group chat?
You wanted feedback.
Yeah, I wanted feedback, because I know that I don't have all the answers.
Although you do seem to have most of them when it comes to Pathfinder.
I mean...
You know what you're doing with that shit.
I knew that I could get, 90% of the way there.
Yeah. There was one thing you changed, right?
Yeah, I think I reduced the spell DCs.
Was that it? I thought there was another thing. Oh, no. I was thinking of the class thing, but... the class features thing. But that was not a thing you changed. That was just something you thought of ahead of time.
Yeah. Let's cut to the chase.
Well, no, I actually did reduce the DCs.
I let you out of the slammer.
Oh, really?
No strings.
Because I figured, it would be fine if the DCs are low early on. Because eventually the spell DCs are just going to overtake what the Magus or Inquisitor will be able to do by
story.
And
you're not part of it.
Did you forget who you're talking to?
Oh yeah, so question for you. You're semi-familiar with Final Fantasy, right?
No one wants
Do you know who this guy is?
No.
Okay, moving on. I still don't know who he is, to this day.
But anyway, what I was gonna say is that initially the spell DCs will be a lot lower than a magus or even a paladin. But eventually, as you obtain shit like headbands of mental prowess to boost your intelligence and wisdom.
That's it.
Alright, okay. I'm sorry, I was listening, I swear. But it's hard to ignore that.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, as you increase your intelligence.
That's right. See, that's the thing. In the underworld,
you can gain items that boost intelligence and wisdom at the same time. Your spell DCs will get a lot bigger, a lot faster than the Magus or Inquisitor. And I was willing to allow some things
fight him here. We have to go now.
The Magus did to be superseded by the Soul Blade, but not by that much.
Yeah.
I realized that the spell DCs would actually just almost rival that of a cleric or wizard in some cases. And that was not the intention.
Right.
So
I still think that you would actually make a really great campaign.
I think I should do a campaign sometime if I get around to it.
At least a test one, you know?
Because
at least like a one-night one if you want.
I would be willing to do a one-shot deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to run a one-shot.
Do another one of those douchebags one night.
Because I've got
this guy's actually really cool. I like this guy.
Because I've got an entire idea for an entire campaign.
Oh, really?
That's written, and it's on. I've already got the plot. I've already got the plot bookended with the opening and ending scenes.
Oh, sweet. That's usually where I start too. When I write things, I know how I want it to start. I know how I want it to end,
and I've got like the general idea of what the world would be. I would still have to come up with what happens in between here and there.
Yeah.
But I generally know where I want to, how I want to theme it, and where I want to go with it. Cool. Because
what would be the basic premise, if you don't mind?
So it's a world that's basically like 80% water.
Ooh.
Instead of what, 60-70%. So
right.
So it's got a lot of islands in it, and
kind of like a Wind Waker.
It's emerging technology, so it's high fantasy, but we have the work, and there's definitely guns and shit in it. Sort of like on the cusp of steampunk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's still
early stuff.
Yeah, it's early steampunk. So there's elements of technology in there, but you can still understand the fantasy roots. And
feel the heat.
And basically, I would basically structure the game to allow you guys to generally go where you want.
That's what I tried to do with mine, but I realized that I hadn't given you a good enough direction to start.
Because I would give you guys an excuse to pick up quests from a quest list, and then wherever you go, there'll be a quest tied to it. So you'll be able to have something to do no matter where you go. And you'll basically be exploring the world.
Would this be on the lighter side or the darker side?
What do you mean?
Like, would you make the story feel kind of dark and oppressive, or would it be more of like a jaunt through the park kind of thing?
I would say that it would start out as a jaunt through the park, but then as the plot gets revealed as you explore the world, then it takes on a lot more weight to it.
Okay.
Because initially you're kind of just there because Because you're part of a guild that wants to
You're
make money
really good.
and, like,
Are you some kind of
you know,
hero?
generally be successful adventurers.
No.
Cool.
But then as you
no
eventually piece together what's going on in the world, then your actions start taking more and more significance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
My name.
I feel like Nathan's doing that a little bit, but that doesn't stop his edginess from pervading the early parts.
It seems we were fated to meet.
You know, the
Maybe
part
you
where
need
he
a guardian.
garroted my character? And that,
Guardian?
and had
Thanks, but no
that
thanks.
one edgy bitch, like, show us up again.
When did that happen?
You know, when we invaded the temple with a pyramid and we had to fight the golem dude. After we got tricked by that guy to go there.
How do I not remember? Wait, which campaign was this? The current one, right?
Yeah,
I
Nathan's
got Heartless all
Yeah.
over the underworld now, so you can
You don't
leave those
remember that?
pipsqueaks to me.
We...
Oh yeah.
Just keep
The
working on
pyramid.
turning
Yeah, we
Hercules
were
into a
tricked to go to the
Heartless,
pyramid
then it'll
because
be
Oh,
all
yeah, sorry.
that bitch was hiding.
That's where Justin got those goggles, right?
He was, yeah, and he was hiding Omar from us.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And the only reason that he did that was so that we could clear the way for him to get that weird artifact.
Yeah.
And he just picked it up and he just didn't allow us to plot interview.
Your fame shall be twofold.
Because linear.
Nathan likes to tell a story.
He likes
I do
to tell
too.
a story, but the problem is the story needs to include the characters. Like, if the players are just the guys controlling a video game character, and then what happens in the cutscenes is just up to the DM, and that really takes away from what D&D is all about.
Yeah.
Because D&D is ultimately a collaborative storytelling experience. And if the players aren't part of that storytelling experience, and they're just, you know, guys playing a video game character, then it loses its taste.
I feel like I didn't give you guys enough direction in mine, whereas Nathan gives you constant and unmoving direction. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I feel like you guys got, you at the very least gave us enough room to craft a character out of our character sheets.
That was my goal,
because you gave us plenty of time for side quests, and it fleshed out our characters in a way that the main quest, at the very least, was not able to completely hit them.
Okay,
because
you say that, but you also had the only side quest that actually fulfilled your character's arc.
Okay, maybe I'm just
a little bit biased.
I'm a little bit biased.
You actively like forced your character's arc into the story, and that turned out well.
Well, I didn't even know where the story was going. I just tied my backstory into the background that you just gave us.
Yeah, but you actually had like a resolution.
Well, that was
like,
accidental.
Well, that was like we made a side quest, and like you made an effort to tie it into your character as like a character, not just like, oh, I want money, let's do money thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and obviously we bounced ideas off.
Yeah, I was willing to like roll with it. I was hoping that you would improv it enough that I could allow scenes to take on meaning you didn't control.
Yeah. Yeah, but that turned out good.
Yeah,
and therefore you had the only resolution.
Yeah, it somehow turned out really well.
Everyone else kind of expected me to do all of that, and I admit I should have, but I just didn't. I didn't address their backstories enough. Is my issue.
This is true. Well, the thing is that some of the characters did have backstories.
Yeah.
Cough. Jerundiv, cough.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Jaren. Yeah, but also, in the same way though, Jaren wouldn't care, right? Because he had no backstory, therefore there's nothing to address. But mainly it's Justin.
I feel like
because Justin actually wrote a good backstory, and I just didn't address it or work it in at all.
I mean, I feel like your one-on-one talks with Justin that I didn't get to see, no one else got to. as I understand it, made up for it a little bit.
Yeah.
You had him deceiving the party the entire fucking campaign.
Oh yeah. It was great for epic moments for his character, but it didn't help with his backstory stuff because I didn't work with him at all on that.
Like, he made a good character, but the backstory was not what made his character.
That's true. That being said, I will be working everyone's backstory into the next one a lot more.
Yeah.
Except yours, I guess, because yours is kind of resolved.
I mean, sort of.
I mean, there is something I planned for you, but it's not. It's more of a continuation of yours rather than a completion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, this element is done, but what about this other thing?
Right. With everyone else, it's like, I didn't address this. Let me get to that.
Because I like the idea that my character is motivated to like bring back the light to her people, because, you know, all of the other clerics are losing power.
Yeah. Okay, and we've been talking for quite some time as if there's no audience, which there probably is. But that being said, let me just quickly address this. What we're talking about is our Dungeons and Douchebags series, which is a series on this channel. Mm-hmm. So check it out.
Yeah.
It's interesting at certain times.
Will I open it?
I'll be honest. It's interesting sometimes, not all the time. It had moments though.
The campaign definitely had its moments. I feel.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my character accidentally got a good character arc out of it.
Yeah.
Purely by accident.
And certain people had great moments.
Bouncing off each other.
And certain people had great moments that just kind of organically became from as a result of just like the mechanics of the system. Like, you burning someone alive was great.
Oh yeah, the fucking heat metal.
Evan's wrestling match with the orc guy was fucking fantastic.
Because we had no idea how grapple it worked.
But it was great anyway.
I mean, rule 0, rule cool.
Yeah, there you go.
It works.
Yeah. I swear there was more. Anything with Justin, because well, okay, not the combat stuff, but anything that was pre-planned with Justin, because we had a lot of time to talk about it, ended up being pretty cool.
I mean, the stuff behind the scenes, I imagine, was really cool, because you had him on a quest to get all of his 9 tails for this kitsune.
Yeah, he got a few, from secrets to Omar. He got most of them actually just by giving up feats. A lot of them I didn't even realize he had all 9 tails until the ending, when I finally addressed it, because he had gotten a lot of them through. He got a couple of them from Omar, so I knew he was making it a point to get some of them.
Yeah.
But I wasn't aware that he had taken the rest of the feats for them.
Oh, really? So that's why his character's sacrifice. Combat, at least.
Oh, yeah. He was definitely a social character. Justin and I found out... Justin found out in my campaign, and I found out in Nathan's campaign, that him and I have completely opposite tastes in how we intend to play characters. Because, well, what Justin found out was that he was really disappointed he wasn't effective in combat. And so, he wanted to, I know he enjoyed his Sylvan as a character, but I also know that he was kind of disappointed that he wasn't able to contribute. Combat, what I'm saying, was important to him.
Like, the problem is that he has, like, part of his idea of what his characters are have relevance to their combat ability.
Right.
Like, their combat ability is a part of how he imagines their characters to be.
Right. So he was actually disappointed with the lack of combat ability. Meanwhile, I found out the exact opposite thing, because I'm playing a very combat-focused character in Nathan's campaign. I found out that I should not do that. I should play social characters, because I'm better at them. I enjoy social characters more, you know? Yeah. I enjoy fucking with things more than I enjoy playing along with the system, to be honest.
That's fair. I feel like
and I can do more unique stuff in the social setting than I can do in a combat.
I feel like my knowledge of the Pathfinder system is high enough to where I can tie my character's characterization to their relevance in combat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because, I imagine that this character is good in combat. Well, I have what it takes to make that vision a reality.
Exactly. Yeah, and I tried to do something cool and different, but the result of it is, unsurprisingly, it's not super effective. It's okay, but it's nothing fancy. It's not great.
Come on, Wonder
I mean,
Boy,
you made
play hooky
a character,
for a day. For all
yeah,
and he is decent enough in combat.
Yeah, but he's not the savant I was imagining because I wanted to focus mostly on combat.
And he kind of just ended up being okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Meg. I'll be fine.
I feel like the issue is that,
What does a hero
that
need
Nathan
rest
is just
for,
running
huh?
our party ragged all the time. because he gave us like death insurance, and now he's just pushing us up to the limit every single campaign.
That's true.
Sora,
as much as I regret not having particular bosses be difficult in my campaign, I do have to admit that difficulty was not really what made it fun anyway. You know?
I mean, yeah.
You needed a little bit, but I feel like...
Like, you need some resistance in order to lift weights.
Yeah. But I feel like, at the very least, most people seemed more interested in doing cool stuff in mine than in having a challenge.
I mean...
Which worked out well, because in the end, my balancing was horrible and the challenge was not there.
I mean, it's better than having the balance in the opposite direction.
That's true. Which reminds me, I have to tone down some of the things I planned because of discussions we had earlier today.
Oh yeah, I told you how, you know, we're not going to be able to fight CR30 enemies, like, ever.
Well, I wasn't expecting to be against CR30, but I was thinking at least 25 And then you said like 23, and I was kind of surprised by that. So,
but I gave my reasons.
It makes the one upstairs
we're not
look like an
actually
Olympic kiddie
going to have characters that have level 23 statistics.
I understand your point.
Like, if we actually did get true level ups and used the pre-prescribed Pathfinder rules for leveling up,
and then reopen the
we could, in theory, do it. But
it'd still be a nuisance.
It would be hard because the fucking math breaks down.
Yeah.
In fact, the math
for a woman's touch
for the game like breaks down before level 20.
It breaks down at like 18.
No.
Really? Before that?
It breaks down like at level 15.
Really? Wow.
And maybe 14, because it involves like the quadratic spell progression and how everything becomes a game of rocket tag at high levels, where characters' offensive power starts exceeding their defensive abilities.
Yeah. Well, then I hope at the very least that you guys don't mind the slow roll that it becomes later on.
Slow roll?
Like, you're not going to be gaining much new stuff, and the enemies aren't going to be getting inherently tougher.
It's kind of like
it's going to plateau after a little bit.
It's kind of like the first half of the game is you becoming the badass, and then the other half of the game is like you being the badass.
Yeah.
And it's possible to make a story that works with that. Because I know, there's there's like some homebrew rule systems for Pathfinder that just cap characters at certain levels because they don't want to play
You want another adventure?
the game past certain levels because they don't like the feel.
Yeah.
Because the game definitely does take on a different aesthetic and feel depending on what level you are in the game.
Yeah, once you reach like 14, you've gotten to the point where everything is this massive deal.
Like everything is every enemy is a huge threat.
I feel like
because
if I go and do another campaign beyond this upcoming one anyway, we're gonna start from early on, and we're gonna take it extremely slow.
Yeah, so that you have time to enjoy the levels.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I've rushed you guys through this one.
Like every session, there was a level up.
Yeah.
And in certain sessions, we just didn't get the chance to have meaningful combats. So our abilities at certain levels were not able to be found out.
Yeah.
We weren't able to like move with our newfound power.
Yeah. And I'm already aware that in the and I'm warning you guys ahead of time, that in the beginning of this next one, you're going to continue progressing at a very quick rate, and it's going to have that same issue. Until it starts to plateau at level 20.
Yeah.
Then it's going to become a lot slower.
That's fair enough. Although I would like take at least 1 or 2 sessions at the very end where we get to level 30 and have our maxed out characters and just be able to like have the characters for a couple sessions.
Oh yeah, the end
being the badass.
Trust me, the end is going to be decently long.
Because I'm concerned that we're just going to get to level 30 and then there's the final boss and that's it.
That's not going to be the case.
Okay.
Trust me. Because... Well, I haven't exactly planned out the level progression yet. Yeah. Not like level for level where I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But... sorry, I need to put this down for a second, because I'm completely lost in the game right now, because I haven't been paying attention. So I'm going to finish saying what I'm saying, and then I'm going to focus on what is actually happening. So... Yeah, the ending part of the game is where it becomes absurdly kind of open-ended. And I don't want to obviously share too much details.
Obviously.
But it's going to get to the point where there's 4 or 5 approaches to doing things, and it's not like choose A, B, C, D, E. It's like it drastically changes what you will be doing in that section of the campaign.
Oh, really?
Right. So
it's not.
It'll change the story. It'll change the nature of what's going on.
Oh.
So that being said, that section is going to be parts where you guys are going to be high level. And
yeah, we're just going to be the Highlanders at that point.
Yeah. And depending upon what you choose to do, there may even... This won't necessarily be true, but it is possible that even after dealing with the primary conflict, there's still going to be loose ends to tie up.
Interesting.
If you choose to deal with those things later. So, that being said, that'll be even more time that you get to be level 30.
Yeah. If we want to do side quests before the final boss.
Yeah.
And maybe like we get some cool item for completing the side quest.
I've already stated this, but it's a 3-act story.
I don't think you stated it to me.
I might not have said it to you. I definitely said it to someone, because I remember someone being like, "Oh, wow." But it's actually also written like a traditional 3-act play. Not like this, like it has the same structure.
Like the setup, the conflict, and then the resolution.
Kinda, yeah. That's not exactly it, but I also don't want to address exactly what it is, because that's spoilers. Yeah. But yeah, there is a traditional 3-act play structure, which... It's funny, because I wrote the campaign outline before I did research into this, but when I read into what an actual 3-act structure is, this actually fits it exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it actually is like a traditional 3-act structure. And the 3rd act is going to be very open-ended. It's going to be everything is really powerful at that point.
Necessarily.
And it's also a great time for side quests because of that open-ended nature. There's going to be a lot of times where we might say, "Oh, I'll go do this," and it's going to affect the plot.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% necessary. But it's like, okay, so for example, you might be like, "Oh, I want to recruit some soldiers from this nearby town."
Like, you can do that.
That's a thing you could do.
Yeah. And especially with high-level spellcasters, because Evan and I can literally teleport across infinite distance.
I didn't know that.
As long as we know what the destination is, we can go there.
Okay.
It's called interplanetary teleport.
Then I should warn you that there's going to be some BS that stops that at one point.
Because...
I assure you I won't use it for the entire campaign, but there will be certain parts where I'm going to be like, no.
Oh, there's a teleportation trap that redirects you to end up in this location.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Because there's going to be certain parts where that actually fucks up the story.
Yeah.
All right, let me read. Hercules went to get the Olympus Stone. In the meantime, shouldn't you be training junior heroes? So I'm guessing I need to go talk to Phil.
I guess we're junior heroes again?
I thought we became full heroes. Oh no, we got the title of junior hero last time.
Better rest up for tomorrow's match.
Because I think it was a thing where we thought we were going to be real heroes.
Remember what I told you. Victory in the games comes down to 2 simple words. Eat,
don't die,
bathe, sleep.
That is a horrible iteration of that joke.
Huh?
That cannot possibly be 2 words.
Hey,
it's 3 entirely different concepts.
Looking good, Phil.
The original joke was a thing because of the language, right?
Yeah.
Have you earned your true hero
but
wings
eat,
yet?
sleep, eat. What was it? Eat, sleep, bathe. Those things are 3 completely separate concepts. There is no physically possible way that can be cut down to 2 words. No matter what language you put it in. Unless there's a single word for sleep and bathe.
Drown.
Yes. Shit, it's late, my dude.
Gonna have to thumbnail that part.
Drown. Alright. And with that magical gem, I think we're gonna conclude because it is past fucking midnight.
There is absolutely no way we can top that.
We're done. This is the last video on our channel.
Yep. Alright.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Stay interesting. Catch the Shadow of the Colossus best of. It's gonna be out soon. It might be out now. I could be wrong.
Giggity.